subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
Star is also completely under Karu's control. It is absolutely impossible for the human race to do anything big. The facts are similar to what Karu and Tu Dandan conceived. The human race has indeed lost the possibility of turning over. Until today, 10,000 years later. Ew, are you a descendant of Yuan Zun? Tu Dandan seemed to realize something suddenly, looking at Luo Tian and asked. The answer is correct. Luo Tian smiled. What? That's impossible. How could you be a descendant of Yuan Zun? Tu Dandan shouted hysterically. Wei Zun never came to the 7th universe, and he didn't even know there was a 7th universe at that time exist. Call out. Beerus also came quickly at this time, appearing behind Luo Tian, standing side by side with Champa. Are you two okay? Luo Tian didn't agree with the plan alone, and looked back at Champa and Beerus. It's okay. Champa shook his head. It's okay. Beerus rubbed his chest that hurt from the beating. Master is right. Sure enough, God has the way of fighting. The two of us are far from enough. Champa said in a deep voice. After all, you're still young. It is already very remarkable to have this achievement, and Master is also proud of you. Luo Tian smiled. Thank you, Master, for your compliment. Champa grinned, accidentally touched the wound, and let out a meow in pain. 10 minutes is up. Are you two enjoying the fight? Luo Tian smiled. Hey, it's fun to go back. Champa smiled happily. Well, to fight against gods of destruction, even death is worth it. Beerus smiled and nodded. As I said, you will definitely grow into outstanding gods of destruction in the future. Death is impossible. Luo Tian said with a smile. With Master here, you can't die. Yes, Master. The two little guys immediately bowed to Luo Tian. Tu Dandan's complexion is constantly changing, with extremely rich expressions. I finally know why these two cats are so powerful. 0. Seeking flowers. 0. It was this Terran who taught them. The question is, where did this human race come from? My race is all over the universe, and it is said that all races similar to the human race have been wiped out, and those white-haired races will never lie to me. Just, why is there a human race here? And it seems that he also knows that he is a descendant of Yuan Zun. What happened? Who are you? Tu Dandan felt endless confusion and shock. Go back and tell Karu that I am Luo Tian, and I am still alive. The corners of Luo Tian's mouth raised slightly, revealing a mouthful of white teeth. What are you talking about? Karu? You know Karu? Tu Dandan's larger eyes, small bean-like eyes rolled around. That's right. I'm from the blue star of the 18th universe, and I'm the latest god king born of the human race. Luo Tian smiled. It's impossible. How could you come from the 18th universe? The 18th universe has been wiped out by Master Zeno, screams. Nothing is impossible. Luo Tian smiled even brighter. Call out. The next moment, Luo Tian struck out quickly, directly using his fist to drive his body, and rushed up. Boom! Luo Tian's fist hit Tu Dandan's chest on the spot. Immediately, Tu Dandan's chest was instantly sunken. Puff Tu Dandan spurted blood from his mouth, feeling extremely shocked and terrified. This guy is so strong. How could there be such a powerful human race? Champa was also stunned. Beerus' eyes widened. Master is too strong. Actually, this gods of destruction vomited blood with one punch. Boom! Luo Tian kicked over again, hitting Tu Dandan's face on the spot. A shoe print appeared on Tu Dandan's face immediately, and his body quickly flew backwards. Call out. The picture only draws a streamline in the starry sky. The next moment, Tu Dandan gritted his teeth and pushed his hands forward fiercely. A powerful destructive energy quickly covered Luo Tian's direction. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Tu Dandan didn't dare to have the slightest desire to fight, turned around and turned into a streamer of purple-red and flew towards the direction of the edge of the universe. Terrible. This guy is horrible. Snap. Luo Tian raised his hand lightly, directly absorbing this destructive energy. Tu Shandan glanced back, his expression changing again and again. Can this guy absorb destructive energy? How can it be? How could such a weird guy exist? Don't even think about running away. You won't be able to run away today. Luo Tian shouted loudly. Tu Shandan was so frightened that his liver and gallbladder were torn apart, and he accelerated his escape speed. In just a split second, Tu Shanshan distanced himself from Luo Tian and the others, increasing his own speed to the extreme. Luo Tian did not speed up the pursuit, but pulled a long distance away from Tu Shandan. Master, Gods of Destruction is gone. Champa hurriedly said, Don't worry. If my guess is correct, there is a high possibility that he will go to the 6th universe to find his younger brother or elder brother. Shallow Arc Master, what do you mean? You're going to take them all together. Beerus immediately came to his senses from the sidelines. Champa's eyes widened too. That's right, the 6th universe and the 7th universe. You two happen to be in charge of one universe and become the gods of destruction of their respective universes. Luo Tian smiled. Great master. Champa nodded excitedly. My sense of direction is relatively weak, so it is the best thing to let him lead the way. Luo Tian said with a smile. So that's what master meant. Champa was very excited. Waited another 10 minutes or so. It's almost there. Let's catch up. Luo Tian said, and distributed a little destructive energy to Champa and Beerus to supplement their physical strength. Huh? Master doesn't need to give us energy. We are waiting to challenge another gods of destruction later. Champa said hastily, It's okay, I'll suck it later. Luo Tian smiled. I deliberately didn't absorb a lot of his destructive energy just now, just to be able to take them all at once. Champa suddenly realized. Sure. Luo Tian took Champa and Beerus to chase in the direction of Tu Danan's flight. Chapter 76, First Meeting with Supreme Kaijia. A few minutes ago, there was such a violent vibration in the universe, and Supreme Kai Sawyer felt it immediately. Supreme Kai Sawyer immediately entered the observation room to observe what happened in that starry sky. In the next moment, Sawyer saw the terrible situation that happened just now. Sawyer found that the two kittens were challenging Tu Dandan, and for a while the two were evenly matched. And those two kittens also had a certain advantage. Is this a cat star person? Sawyer was stunned and whispered, Could it be that one of them is the future gods of destruction of our universe? What the prophecy fish said is true. Then, the other one is gods of destruction in the 6th universe. The shock in Supreme Kai's eyes was visible to the naked eye. How could there be such a powerful cat star? It's so embarrassing to type the dignified gods of destruction picture alone. Could it be that these two kittens created the disappearing rat clan? One was such a terrifying cat, person born on the cat planet. But the next moment, Supreme Kai shook his head regretfully, because Tu Dandan finally showed his true strength, crushing the two kittens with ease. Sure enough, Gods of Destruction is the ceiling that humans cannot overcome. No human has ever defeated Gods of Destruction and stepped on the new Gods of Destruction. Sawyer sighed and felt for the two kittens. It's a pity. Sawyer couldn't do anything, although Sawyer wanted to save the two kittens. But Sawyer clearly knew that it was unrealistic. Tu Shandan has a very violent temper, and he is definitely not going to let him go with just a few words from you. What's more, the two kittens of the National Six may have wiped out the 800 billion rat race in the picture alone. One earth-shattering thing you two have done. It's a pity. Sawyer shook his head again, just when Sawyer thought that the two kittens were sure to lose. Shwa! A figure appeared on the scene. Sawyer's pupils narrowed sharply, and he widened his eyes to look at Luo Tian, who appeared in the starry sky. Isn't this human race? Isn't this the human race of Yuan Zun's lineage? How can it be 7th? How could there be races of Yuan Zun's line in the universe? Am I not mistaken? Immediately afterwards, Sawyer heard the conversation on the scene. Sure enough, I know Yuan Zun. Wait a moment. Isn't he the God King on the Blue Star? How did he appear in the 7th universe? Originally, I wanted to find a chance to meet him. It's just that what I didn't expect was that Master Zeno would erase the 18th universe. How did he survive? Sawyer's eyes were moist. Yuan Zun, have you seen it? You still have surviving clansmen. Sawyer burst into tears with excitement. The next moment, Sawyer saw with his own eyes that Luo Tian's powerful punch directly slapped Tu Shandan until he spurted blood. So powerful, Sawyer was stunned. He seems to be the master of those two cats? Immediately afterwards, Sawyer saw that Tu Shandan actually ran away. The dignified picture of gods of destruction is single, and it was beaten away. Sawyer felt the incomparable shock again, and while being shocked, there was also endless relief. Yuan Zun, your descendants have avenged you. Very good. Sawyer took a deep breath, feeling his breathing became sure breath. Observe for a while. Sawyer found that the young man was actually chasing in the direction of Tu Dandan. Don't chase. Tu Dandan must have gone to the 6th universe to find Relagio. Sawyer was in a hurry. Snapped. Sawyer immediately took out the crystal ball, put his hands on the crystal ball, and wanted to get in touch with Luo Tian so that he could tell him that he should not be chased. However, Sawyer's expression changed again and again. Sawyer was surprised to find that the crystal ball couldn't contact Luo Tian at all, because the opponent's energy is too strong and the flying speed is super fast. The crystal ball has reached the point where it can't catch him. No, it seems that the energy in his body has its own barrier, which prevents me from talking directly with him. What happened? Why is it so strong? After a short silence, KK. Sawyer finally made up his mind and immediately cast instant transmission, only to disappear on the spot in an instant. Luo Tian took Beerus and Champa and continued to follow Tu Shanshan at a leisurely pace. At this moment, Luo Tian was slightly taken aback and found that there was a space in front of him that was distorted and deformed. Chua! A strange figure just appeared in front of Luo Tian. Luo Tian took a closer look and found that the other party was a person with pale blue skin, with a heroic appearance, wearing Supreme Kai clothing and 2 patera earrings on his ears. Although Luo Tian didn't know him, he knew his clothes and the earrings on his ears. Luo Tian was delighted at that time. Master, that person appeared suddenly. Champa was taken aback. How'd he do it? Beerus frowned, too. There are a lot of treasures on this person. We went over and snatched him. Luo Tian smiled. Both Champa and Beerus' eyes lit up, with anticipation on their faces. Chua! In just an instant, Luo Tian and Supreme Kai drew closer. You are Luo, Sawyer hurriedly greeted. Do you want to shake my hand? As soon as Sawyer said a word, he saw that Luo Tian had stretched out his hand. A smile appeared on Sawyer's face, and without the slightest hesitation, he immediately stretched out his hand and held Luo Tian's hand together. Where's your space-time ring? Luo Tian was taken aback and found that Sawyer didn't wear any space-time ring on his hand. What? What space-time ring? Sawyer was taken aback again. Don't you know? Luo Tian asked. I don't know what you're talking about. Sawyer shook his head blankly. At this time, Champa rushed up and directly controlled Sawyer. Beerus was not very polite and took off the 2 patera earrings on Sawyer's ears at that time. What are you doing? Give me back the earring. Sawyer exclaimed. You are Supreme Kai from the 7th universe, right? Don't think I don't know you. Luo Tian smiled lightly. Hey, have you seen me? Sawyer was taken aback. I haven't seen it before, but from your outfit, I can recognize your identity. Luo Tian snorted. You can go, I'm not interested in you. As he spoke, Luo Tian signaled Champa to let Sawyer go. Supreme Kai is too weak. Luo Tian can easily eliminate him. But in that way, Luo Tian thinks that the gods of destruction diagram associated with his life will disappear immediately. Of course, Luo Tian would not let Tu Shandan go so easily. Even if you're going to die, you will die after being sucked dry by me, rather than disappearing so painlessly. Luo Tian mainly wanted to rob Sawyer's patera earrings. In this way, at the critical moment, Champa and Beerus can also fit the earrings together. This Supreme Kai is such a nice guy. Did you come here on purpose to give us earrings? It's not I. Sawyer was speechless for a moment. Are you here to break up a fight? You'd better give up your mind and go as far as you can. Luo Tian reprimanded. Ahem, you misunderstood, Luo Tian. Sawyer didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I'm the Supreme Kai of the 7th universe right now, but I used to be the Supreme Kai of the 18th universe. What? Luo Tian's face was slightly moved. My name is Sawyer, and your ancestor Yuanzuan and I are very good friends. Sawyer quickly explained. Luo Tian looked at Sawyer up and down again. Luo Tian did hear the old man Yuanzun mention Supreme Kai Sawyer. Yuanzun also said that if you encounter a very difficult problem, you can go to Supreme Kai Sawyer if you really can't. You're Sawyer? Are you still alive? Luo Tian's eyes flickered slightly. Yes. Master Zeno spared me on purpose and didn't erase me. Sawyer replied, since you are alive, does this mean that Gods of Destruction Karu is also alive? Luo Tian pondered. Sawyer. Sawyer showed a question mark on his face. What's the meaning? Why does me alive mean that Karu is also alive? Karu is indeed still alive. He escaped Master Zeno's erasure by luck. It can only be said that he is lucky, Sawyer explained. Really? Luo Tian smiled. I came here just to talk about this. Sawyer hurriedly said. Now Tadandon is fleeing in the direction of the 6th universe, and he plans to find his big brothers Relejo and Kalu. Now Kalu should also on the Gods of Destruction star in the 6th universe. You must stop chasing him. 3 Gods of Destruction join forces. Even if you are very strong, you may not be able to defeat them. I did count one less guy, and I didn't expect that Karu was still alive. Luo Tian smiled. You? What do you mean? Do you mean that you already knew that Tadandon was going to find his elder brother Relejo? Sawyer was taken aback, looked at Luo Tian and asked, Supreme Kai, you came at the right time. If you don't mind, I hope you will take the 3 of us to the Gods of Destruction star in the 6th universe and send us to the vicinity of that Gods of Destruction star. Let's rush over by ourselves, and you will definitely not be involved. Luo Tian smiled. What do you want to do? Sawyer froze for a moment. The rat race has bullied our human race for so long, and now I am the only one left. What else do you think I can do? Luo Tian smiled and said, Okay, just say whether you can help me or not. You can go now. I'll help. Of course I'll help. Sawyer nodded and agreed without hesitation. Come here and hold my hand, and I'll take you to the 6th universe right now. Luo Tian put his hand on Sawyer's shoulder, but didn't intend to pull his hand. Champa and Beerus held Sawyer's arm alone. Before leaving, Luo Tian, there is something I want to apologize to you, Sawyer said in a deep voice. Sorry? What's the matter? Tell me. Luo Tian was slightly taken aback. It was I who reported to Lord Zeno that the 18th universe has changed beyond recognition, and a large number of rat races have invaded the planets. Sawyer lowered his head, revealing endless self-blame. At first, I thought Master Zeno would warning Karui, but what I didn't expect is Master Zeno erased the 18th universe in a fit of anger. Luo Tian. So this is the reason why Zeno erased the 18th universe? Except for the erasure of the 18th universe, are the other universes all right? Luo Tian asked. There are also the 13th universe, the 14th universe, the 15th universe, the 16th universe, and the 17th universe. These 5 universes were also erased by Master Zeno. Sawyer smiled wryly and explained because the breaking of the 5 universes' bad gods, like Karu, are also trying their best to develop their races, such as the Sheep Clan of the 13th universe, the Snake Clan of the 14th universe, the Rabbit Clan of the 15th universe, and the Tiger Clan of the 16th universe, and the Bull Clan of the 17th universe. Luo Tian was silent. That makes sense. No wonder Zeno would directly erase these 6 universes in a fit of rage. Wait a minute. The 7th universe seems to be vigorously developing the rat race. Why is the 7th universe okay? Luo Tian asked again. Maybe Master Zeno wants to give the 7th universe a chance. Sawyer guessed. After all, 6 universes have disappeared. Understood. Luo Tian nodded. What? Universe disappeared? Master, is what this guy said true? Champa was stunned. Beerus' face also changed again and again. Universe is gone. Were you kidding? Does such a powerful person exist? I heard that his name is Zeno. Master Zeno, 4.6, is the god responsible for managing all universes, and has the ability to erase universes. Luo Tian simply explained. There is such a powerful god. Champa gasped. I thought becoming gods of destruction would allow you to walk sideways in the universe. Beerus wiped his sweat. You all remember what Supreme Kai said today. Even if you become gods of destruction in the future, don't deliberately develop your own race, let alone let your own race invade his human planet. The final result may lead to the disappearance of the entire universe. Luo Tian exhorted Champa and Beerus with a serious expression. Yes, master, we have recorded it. Champa and Beerus answered in unison. Luo Tian, I'm really sorry. Sawyer apologized again. It's nothing. If it wasn't for you, the blue star of the human race would have been destroyed by Kalu. Luo Tian smiled slightly, but he didn't blame Sawyer. What Luo Tian said was right. With his own strength at the time, he was no match for Kalu at all. The final outcome is to be destroyed by Karu. Even the entire blue star would become universe dust. On the contrary, it is very good now. At least there is a chance of turnaround. And I also accepted such two outstanding apprentices. Don't blame yourself, Supreme Kai. I didn't blame you. Luo Tian comforted. It's all over. Let's set off quickly. Even if we want to blame you, we have to wait until we defeat those 3 saboteurs. God speaks again. Sawyer. Immediately afterwards, Sawyer gritted his teeth slightly and glanced at Champa and Beerus. These 2 kittens are secretly pinching me. Your master didn't even blame me. You 2 cats are a little too much. Chapter 77 Target, 6th Universe. There was a brief silence. Are you really sure about defeating Karu and Relajo? Sawyer still asked uneasy. How much stronger is Relajo than 2 alone? 10 times or 100 times? Luo Tian asked with a smile. 10 times or 100 times is not enough, but it shouldn't be a big problem if it is 5 or 6 times stronger. Sawyer wiped his sweat. That should be no problem. We can go. Luo Tian urged. Okay. Sawyer gritted his teeth and cast instant transmission at that time and just transferred from the 7th universe to the 6th universe in an instant. Sawyer has already decided, and I will watch nearby when Luo Tian fights with them later. If Luo Tian is in danger, I will definitely rescue him as soon as possible. I brought him to Master Zeno. Maybe there's still a chance of life. Right? Just do it. Yuan Zun, I absolutely cannot let your descendants be killed by gods of destruction. Sawyer clenched his fists tightly. Here we are. Here is the 6th universe. Sawyer smiled and pointed to a large planet in the distance. That planet over there is the gods of destruction star of the 6th universe. The planet is located in the center of the universe because it absorbs the essence of the universe. So, practicing on that planet will achieve twice the result with half the effort. This is why gods of destruction is so powerful. I have never heard of such a thing, but it doesn't matter to Luo Tian anymore. When Luo Tian grabbed Sawyer just now, he absorbed a little bit of his divine power, by the way. Luo Tian discovered that the divine power of Supreme Kai is completely different from the destructive power of gods of destruction. The divine power of Supreme Kai is the color that burns like a flame. In this way, there is another energy zone of color in Luo Tian's body. The colors of these energies are the erasure of nothingness, the destructive power of purple red, the divine power of fire red, and the common energy of gold. Currently, there are only 4 of these. The 4 kinds of energies are mixed with each other. There's me in you, and you in me. By the way, Supreme Kai, I need to confirm one thing with you before we go to fight. Luo Tian said to Sawyer. Please tell me. Sawyer nodded. The earring 06 on your ear, if you wear on the ears of these 2 kittens, can it fit? Luo Tian asked. You even know this kind of thing? But I don't know if humans can fuse, but Supreme Kai can indeed fuse with common people. Sawyer was very surprised, and then his eyes lit up, thinking of a better way. How about this? Luo Tian, give me back the earrings. You take one, I take one. If you're really not the opponent of the 2 gods of destruction, you choose to fit with me. I will instant transmission. After we fit together, get out of here immediately. Sorry, I just want to be myself. Luo Tian smiled slightly. Even if I die in battle, I will definitely not fuse with you. Sawyer sighed helplessly at that moment. You are indeed the same as your ancestor Yuan Zun. Yuan Zun also said so. Sawyer smiled wryly. Don't be in a hurry. I still have a lot of things to ask you after I defeat the two of them, Luo Tian said. Okay, I'll wait for you on this satellite of gods of destruction and wait for your triumphant return. Sawyer nodded in agreement. Let's go. Luo Tian waved his hand towards Sawyer. Come on. Sawyer's expression became extremely serious. Let's go, gangsters. Luo Tian greeted. Yes, master. Champa and Beerus were also immediately ready to fight. By the way, master, have you researched the division of grades you mentioned earlier? Champa asked suddenly. Don't tell me I forgot. Now, I will make a simple division of gods of destruction levels. Luo Tian nodded. I divided gods of destruction into 7 stages in total, and the divisions belonging to gods of destruction, there are 3 stages. You can just distinguish them from stage 1 to stage 7. Champa, Beerus. Is it that simple? Isn't the classification of this level a bit simple? For the two of you now, the level of gods of destruction has not yet entered the first stage, and there's only 1 step away from the first stage. Luo Tian continued. Karu's gods of destruction level is the first level, and the figure is only the first level. Tier 2, Relagio, haven't fought, but I guess it should be Tier 3. Master, you have 7 stages in total. Master, are you the 7th stage? Champa asked. I'm not. I can reach the 4th level at most. Luo Tian shook his head. In the latter words, Luo Tian didn't say anything to Champa and Beerus, because the latter 3 stages are not prepared for gods of destruction, but for angel. The strength of stage 4 is novice angel. The strength of the 5th stage is the working angel. Stage 6 is equivalent in strength to a grand priest. The strength of the 7th stage is the existence beyond the grand priest. Supreme Kai showed a confused look on the side. What are you talking about? Why can't I understand? Karu is the first level of gods of destruction. It is weaker than Tu Shan. It is a very good opportunity for you two to practice. You two should fight well. Luo Tian rubbed Champa and Bai Lucy's head melon. It's really not possible. You two can use the earring to fit together. You just have to wear the earrings on different ears. I see, master. We will work hard. Beerus nodded. Master, let's go. Champa also became excited. Come on, Luo Tian. Supreme Kai Sawyer also encouraged Luo Tian. Let's go. Luo Tian waved his big hand forward. Call out. Luo Tian took Champa and Beerus and roared towards the gods of destruction star. 7th universe, universe space. Tu Dandan was speeding forward in the space of the universe, and he was so frightened that he broke out in a cold sweat. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. Tu Dandan still can't believe this fact. That guy is actually a descendant of Yuan Zun. How did he survive? Tu Shandan was in shock. However, after flying for a certain distance, Tu Shandan quickly glanced back and found that the human race had already been thrown away without a trace. Tu Dandan let out a sigh of relief. Yes, even if you are strong, you may not be able to catch up with me. My speed is excellent. What is this guy doing now? Why can't I feel his breath at all? Could it be that he is going to my gods of destruction star? It seems possible. This guy's purpose is very clear. That is to support his 2 kittens to become gods of destruction, which is equivalent to avenging Yuan Zun. You have a good idea. I will never let you succeed. Tu Dandan shouted sharply. No more. This matter must be reported to the boss immediately. As long as both the boss and the 3rd child come over, they will definitely be able to defeat this human kid. Just wait for me. You'll know what it's like to mess with us gods of destruction. Tu Shandan immediately took out the communicator and got in touch with the boss, Relagio. Second brother, are you going to plead guilty to Master Zeno now? Do you want me to go with you? Relagio thought that he was only going to plead guilty to Master Zeno, so he contacted himself specially. Big brother, it's all over. They're all dead. Tu Dandan burst into tears. What are you talking about? Second child. Rillagu was a little puzzled. Dead. All of them are dead. All of my 800 billion ethnic groups have been killed. Tu Shandan gritted his teeth and burst out these few words. What? All 800 billion ethnic groups were killed? Who did it? Relagio showed surprise on his face. Descendants of Yuan Zun. Tu Shandan answered quickly. You? What are you talking about? A descendant of Yuan Zun? Relago's brain couldn't turn around. Why are you so focused on the descendants of Yuan Zun? How could Yuan Zun's descendants be in the 7th universe? Yes, brother, you heard me right. He escaped from the 18th universe to the 7th universe. Tu Shandan replied. Escaped from the 18th universe to the 7th universe? Can you explain in detail what happened? Slow down. Relagio was even more puzzled. Also, isn't he erased by Lord Zeno? I don't know how he escaped from Master Zeno's erasure. And this person, Karu should know, the third child is with you, right? Tu Dandan asked hastily. The third child is sleeping in the castle. I'm going to wake him up now, Relagio said, holding the communicator and flying towards the castle. Second brother, tell me what happened, is it? You said that there is a guy from the human race who escaped the erasure of Master Zeno? He ran to your 7th universe. Is that what you mean? That's basically what it means. Not only that, he also lurked in the cat star and raised 2 kittens. Tu Shandan said in a deep voice. Now the 2 kittens have infinitely close to the strength of gods of destruction. What? There is such a thing. Relagio's face was moved. Besides, that guy from the human race is very powerful, and I'm no match for him at all. Tu Dandan immediately added. Even you are not his opponent. Relagio was stunned. There was a brief silence. In this way, you come to the 6th universe immediately, and you come to me. Relagio said decisively. I'll wake up the third child and ask about that human race. I'm flying in the direction of the 6th universe. Tu Shan explained. Do you need me to pick you up? Relagio's expression became serious. No, he hasn't caught up yet, probably because he's far behind me in speed. Tu Dandan replied. Well, let's talk about it when you come to the 6th universe. Relagio nodded and comforted. Don't worry, that kind of guy will never escape. Even if he is very strong, he can beat our brothers. A third alliance? Okay, boss, let's do it first. I still have a long time before I can fly to the 6th universe. Tu Dandan said. Be careful, and contact me immediately if you encounter danger. Relagio urged. Understood. Tu Shanhan replied. The 2 sides ended the call. Relagio frowned and put away the communicator. Can't help muttering. How could this happen? How could that human race escape the erasure of Master? Could it be that Master Zeno didn't kill him on purpose? No. This time, it was Master Zeno's son who performed the erasure. Maybe Master Zeno's son didn't practice erasure well enough, so he let that guy escape? Let me ask Karu first. Relagio flew towards the direction of the castle. Karu is sleeping in the castle. At the moment when Relagio just flew into the sky, he suddenly felt that something was wrong. So 627 quickly looked up at the sky. Call out. Gold in the sky, the streamer flickered for a while and quickly roared in the direction of Relagio. Luo Tian descended from the sky, and he didn't show any kindness and kicked Relagio's face fiercely. Relagio's reaction was also extremely fast, and he quickly raised his arm to block Luo Tian's attacking kick. Boom! Luo Tian struck out quickly with the other foot, kicking on Relagio's nose. Ah! Relagio let out a scream, feeling that the whole person is not well. Boom! Relagio fell from the air and plunged into the ground below, leaving a bottomless hole on the ground. Boom! The other side. Champa and Beerus also fell from the sky and penetrated the castle of gods of destruction on the spot. The next moment, Champa kicked Karu's chest, and Beerus also kicked Karu's face. Karu snorted, and his whole body instantly sank from the 3rd floor to the 1st floor and hit the basement. Crash! The entire castle collapsed on the spot, burying Karu inside. Karu was stunned. Karu immediately rubbed his face and chest that hurt from being kicked, got up from the ruins, and shook his head vigorously. What happened? Who kicked me? Is it the boss? Boss, are you testing me? I fell asleep, and you woke me up? Boom! Karu jumped in the sky at that time and shouted loudly, Boss, what are you doing? Can you make people sleep well? Boom! The next moment, Relagio also flew into the sky from the big pit and met Karu face to face. Huh, boss, are you conducting a combat exercise? Karu scratched his head, showing a confused face. Hey Karu, long time no see. I didn't expect you to be alive. Luo Tian spoke and greeted Karu with a smile. Karu froze for a moment and suddenly felt that the voice was familiar. Immediately afterwards, Karu turned his head mechanically and looked at Luo Tian, who appeared over there. "Is that you? The God King of the human race?" Karu looked at Luo Tian in disbelief, showing endless shock. Human race. Relago also came back to his senses immediately, frowning tightly. Could it be this guy who defeated Tadandon? That's not right. Tadandon is still in the 7th universe. How did this guy end up in the 6th universe? Relago seemed to realize something suddenly and turned his head to look at a certain satellite from afar. Chapter 78. Hanging and Beating Relagu, Supreme Kai Sawyer. "You meddlesome BD," Rilliger yelled at Supreme Kai in the distant area. "Sawyer, I can be found by him here." "What? What happened? How could you still be alive?" Karu growled, showing disbelief on his face, staring closely at Luo Tian. As for the two kittens behind Luo Tian, they were already ignored by Kalu. "You can survive Zeno's erasure. Why do you think I can't?" Luo Tian smiled. "I have to say that your life is really big." Karu snorted. "Third brother, what's going on? Is he the descendant of Yuan Zun?" Relajo hurriedly asked. "That's right. And he also has a trace of Yuan Zun's blood." Karu replied. "He is the God King who was just born in the 18th universe human race, and Long Texi was easily defeated by him. Although I don't know how he escaped Mr. Zeno's erasure. That he can appear in the 6th universe really surprised me. It was Supreme Kai Sawyer who brought him here from the 7th universe." Relajo said coldly. "What? It's the BD Supreme Kai again." Karu gritted his teeth in hatred. If it wasn't for that guy, how could Lord Master erase our 18th universe? "Be careful. When you were sleeping just now, the second child contacted me, saying that the strength of that human race has far surpassed him." Rialejo reminded. "You, what did you say?" Kalu was stunned. "That God King has surpassed the second child? How is it possible?" "I'm thinking, maybe he hooked up with Supreme Kai Sawyer a long time ago." Rialejo frowned. "Sawyer might have given him some help in cultivation. Otherwise, he couldn't be so powerful." "I've been skeptical for a long time, too." Kara nodded. "Third brother, don't be careless." Rialejo urged again. "By the way, it is worth mentioning that the old man said that his 800 billion ethnic group was wiped out by that human race." You what? Is there such a thing?" Karu suddenly realized something. His face changed again and again. "I remember that this guy can absorb the energy of others. I deeply doubt it now. The reason why it is so powerful is very likely that it has absorbed part of the energy of those 800 billion ethnic groups." "Absorb energy?" Relajo was slightly taken aback. "That's right. Don't attack from a distance. He can also absorb small destructive energy." Kalu said. "Third brother, go and kill Supreme Kai." Relajo said decisively. "That guy is nearby. If he gets busy later, he won't be troublesome enough." Boss, are you serious?" Karu was stunned. "He is Supreme Kai. It seems that he has a good relationship with Master Zeno's son. If I kill, he brought humans to challenge our gods of destruction, which has violated the promise of the God realm. This is his own court of death." Relajo snorted and smiled meaningfully. "Besides, do you think he is the only one with a backer?" Karu also suddenly thought of something and also showed a smug smile on his face. "Okay, I know. I have long disliked him, and I have long wanted to kill him. It's just that I haven't found a suitable reason." Karu smiled. "Today I will fulfill him. Leave this human race to me to deal with." Relajo's face showed endless fighting spirit. Boom! Without the slightest hesitation, Relajo immediately burst into a purple streamer. In the blink of an eye, the hair on Relajo's body was dyed purple. Snapped! Karu was not careless either. The same purple-red light bloomed all over his body, and Black's hair turned purple-red. "Call out!" Kalu turned into a streamer of purple and red, roaring towards the starry sky where Supreme Kai was. Champa and Beerus followed immediately without any hesitation. Soon, Champa and Beerus are getting closer to Karu. What? These two kittens are so fast. Karu was stunned, and his face changed again and again. Boom! Beerus was in front, grabbed Karu's ankle, and punched Karu at the same time, hitting Karu's back on the spot. Champa followed and kicked Karu in the face. Boom! Karu fell from the air, leaving a bottomless crater on the ground at that time. Relejo glanced in Karu's direction unexpectedly. His face changed again and again. Relejo never imagined that these two cats were so powerful. Hith. Relejo sneered, squinting his eyes and staring at Luo Tian. You raised these two cats, right? It's really amazing. It really impressed me. Let's get started. Luo Tian smiled. Call out. Luo Tian turned into a stream of light at an extremely fast speed and rushed straight to the position where Relejo was. Snapped. Relejo lightly raised his hand, directly blocking Luo Tian's attack. That's right. Your strength is indeed extraordinary. No wonder the second child is not your opponent. Relejo commented solemnly. Boom! Luo Tian didn't show any kindness and immediately kicked him. With his kick, Luo Tian directly kicked Rue Lagao in the face. Relejo let out a scream, feeling that the whole person is not well. But in the next moment, Relejo immediately counterattacked and slapped Luo Tian. Snapped! Luo Tian slapped him and directly slapped the attacking palm of Relejo. Boom! Luo Tian took off quickly and then used his own knee to hit Rue Lagao's chin heavily. Relejo let out a scream and his face changed again and again. Chua! With a movement of Luo Tian's figure, he appeared right above where Relejo was, stretched out his big hand and aimed at Relejo below from the air. Boom! A powerful energy sprayed out from Luo Tian's hand. Relejo's pupils shrank sharply, and his face changed again and again. At this critical juncture, Relejo hastily crossed his arms to protect his head. Boom! The next moment, the powerful energy released by Luo Tian covered Rue Lagao's body. Feeling the endless panic, Relejo let out another scream. Boom! Like a meteor, Riliger hit the ground of the gods of destruction, star heavily, and left a bottomless crater on the ground. Hey, master, we beat that guy down too. Champa smiled and waved to Luo Tian in the distance. Don't underestimate the enemy, Luo Tian said. Understood, we will fight well, master. Champa nodded. Whoa, accompanied by the twinkling of purple streamers. Karu and Relejo rushed up from the big pit and flew high above the sky. The two mice glared at Luo Tian angrily. You still dare to stare? Luo Tian smiled lightly and quickly rushed towards the direction of Rila Guao. Bang, bang, bang. The next moment, Luo Tian launched a fierce attack on Relejo. Relejo responded hastily. Champa and Beerus also flew up and greeted Kalu nonstop. Karu now has no time to deal with Supreme Kai Sawyer. Even Karu felt a little struggling to deal with the attacks of these two kittens. It is worth mentioning that after Luo Tian absorbed two Shandon's destructive energy, he distributed the destructive energy to Champa and Beerus. Therefore, the strength of Champa and Beerus has been greatly improved, and they have already stepped into the first level of gods of destruction. Under the cooperation of Champa and Beerus, Karu was beaten and retreated in a panic. Boom! Luo Tian punched and hit Relejo's face on the spot. The force of this punch was so fierce that it distorted Relejo's face at that time. Relejo spewed out several teeth and blood flowed from his mouth. Damn it! Relejo wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and his face became more and more ferocious. Kick me again, Luo Tian said, leaving a big foot towards Rulich. Boom! Accompanied by a muffled sound, Relejo was kicked high into the sky at that time. Luo Tian put his index finger and middle finger together and poked fiercely at Relejo, who was high above the sky. Immediately, an invisible force instantly covered Relejo's body. Relejo was beaten into a hornet's nest at that time and made a loud noise. What? How is this possible? How did this guy become so powerful? Karu was completely stunned. What Karu didn't expect was that even his elder brother Rialajo was not that guy's opponent. How so? How did he become so powerful in just a few months? Idiot, don't look around during the battle. Champa sneered and appeared behind Kalu in an instant. Boom! Champa hits Karu in the back with a heavy punch. Puff, blood gushed out of Karu's mouth. Kick me again. Champa flew up to a height and appeared right above where Karu was. Boom! Champa went over with an upside-down golden hook and hit Karu's head on the spot. Karu quickly fell from the sky. Shwa! But Beerus appeared right below Karu's landing in an instant and kicked a big kick at Karu. Boom! Karu was kicked into the sky abruptly. Snap! Religio grabbed forward with his big hand and caught the Kajuan that flew up. Karu quickly stabilized his body. His face became as ugly as possible. Brother, I never expected that this guy would grow up so fast. Kalu said solemnly. It doesn't make any sense to say this now. Religio's face darkened, and he wiped the blood from his body. You should contact Kisi immediately and ask him to come and help us. Understood. Karu nodded. Snapped. Karu quickly pulled out a crystal ball and immediately got in touch with Quasi, the gods of destruction of the fourth universe. Master, look at what that guy took out. It seems to be calling for reinforcements. Champa hurriedly said, let him move. I want to see how many gods of destruction will come to help them. Luo Tian didn't stop and looked at the crystal ball that Kalu took out. Snapped. In just an instant, a mouse's face appeared on Enlu's crystal ball. It's just that this mouse face looks completely different from the common mouse. This mouse face looks like a cartoon character, and it looks so funny. Luo Tian soon recognized Don't Come Out. This guy looks a lot like gods of destruction Quitella from the fourth universe. But after a closer look, there are some discrepancies in many details. Perhaps he was the ancestor of Quitella. To Luo Tian, it was no longer important. No matter who you are, as long as you dare to come and help, you will be sucked into kings one by one in a while. Prepare to die. Religio's face became more and more ferocious, and he lifted his hands up, and a huge destructive energy was quickly condensed in his hands. Purple Red's destructive energy grows when it sees the wind, expanding to a range of 50 meters in diameter in an instant. The arc entwines on the destructive energy, releasing breaths of Hao Hao Zhao death. And after seeing such a huge destructive energy, Champa and Beerus were moved. This guy is so strong. This destructive energy is simply too terrifying. Master, can this thing be absorbed? Champa lowered his voice and asked. It's not a big problem. Luo Tian smiled. Hey, can you divide us up a bit more? Champa smiled. Champa, you money-greedy fellow, we'll take it if Master gives it to us. Don't take it yourself if you don't give it to us. Beerus slapped Champa on the head and said to then he reprimanded me a little. It doesn't matter. I also hope that the two of you can mature as soon as possible and take over the gods of destruction of the two universes. Luo Tian didn't mean to blame Champa. Only by making these two little guys stronger as soon as possible can they grow into real gods of destruction. As long as these two little guys grow up to be gods of destruction, then I can do some things I want to do. I need to find a way to find the Super Dragon Ball as soon as possible. I want to revive Yuan Zun's old machine. For Luo Tian, giving Champa and Beerus some destructive power is no big deal. Third brother, he shouldn't be able to absorb such a large amount of destructive energy, right? Religio turned to ask Karu. No problem. Sure, no problem. Karu nodded. Hey, Religio, Karu, what are you two doing? Are you practicing? At this time, Kisi's voice also came from the distant fourth universe. Koishi, I won't tell you more about the specifics. To put it simply, Yuan Zun's descendants are now on my gods of destruction star. Come here and help. This guy is very strong. Religio greeted immediately. Chapter 79, The Fourth Universe Gods of Destruction arrives. What did you say? Koishi's face was moved, and her eyes widened at that time, showing a look of surprise. Hurry up. My destructive energy may not be able to kill him. Religio said to Quaishi. Quasi, come here quickly. It's best to let the Supreme Kai of your universe send you here. Among these universes, only you have a good relationship with the Supreme Kai of your universe. Karu said to Kisi. Otherwise, if you fly over, I don't know how long it will take. Moreover, that guy Sawyer is also here. He will instant transmission. Let Supreme Kai of your universe contain him, and don't let him make trouble at critical times. I generally understand. I'll rush over there right away. Kueishi nodded solemnly, expressing her agreement. Snapped. The next moment, Kisi immediately ended the call, took out another crystal ball, and quickly got in touch with Supreme Kai from his universe. Kevin, take me to the 6th universe right away. Kisi said to Supreme Kai. Lord Kisi, I'm taking a shit. Wait a moment. Supreme Kai Kevin said hastily. Quasi, hurry up, Kisi urged. Don't urge me, I'm crushed under your urging. Kevin smiled wryly. Kisi covered her forehead and wiped off her cold sweat. I'll go find you as soon as I'm done, Kevin replied. How much longer? Quaishi asked through gritted teeth. I just started pulling. I guess it will take half an hour anyway. Kevin said. I can't wait that long. Hurry up, Nancy shouted loudly. By the way, what happened? Why are you in such a hurry to go to the 6th universe? Kevin asked a little strangely. I heard from Malaysia that Yuan Zun's descendants went to seek revenge on him. I don't know the exact situation, but judging from the situation, that guy seems to be quite powerful, and Malaysia can't hold on any longer. Kuei said. She hurriedly said, What are you talking about? A descendant of Yuan Zun? How is that possible? How could he appear in the 6th universe? Kevin couldn't help moaning as he spoke. Ew, what the hell are you screaming about? Quaishi shouted. It broke again. Kevin wiped his sweat. There is no need to emphasize this kind of thing. Kisi said angrily. No, let me ask, Lord Kueishi, I want to know how it is possible for Yuan Zun's descendants to go to the 6th universe. Kevin asked again. Why are you asking so many questions? Isn't it clear when we go? Kisi urged again. Hurry up. Come back. Understood 057. Let me flush it first. Kevin said. I just bought a smart toilet, and I haven't had time to enjoy it yet. Quasi. 6th universe. Gods of Destruction Star. Go to hell. Rue Lagao pressed down with both hands, and the destructive energy in his hands also fell rapidly in the direction of Luo Tian. Boss, do you want to destroy your planet? Karo asked quickly. Don't worry. The Gods of Destruction Star is located in the center of the universe, absorbing the essence of the universe. The core is very strong. It will not be destroyed so easily. Rylage said, besides it doesn't matter if it is destroyed anyway, the human race must die. Boss is right. Karu nodded. Call out. The destructive energy bombarded endless death aura, roaring towards Luo Tian's position. Looking at the destructive energy coming at high speed, Luo Tian smiled lightly, with a sneer on his face. Look, he's going to absorb energy. Karu frowned. Didn't you say that he can't absorb such a large amount of energy? Relego asked in a hurry after being stunned. I'm not sure now. At least I couldn't absorb it before. Karu replied. Relego, don't worry about the boss. I have a way to deal with him. Karu grinned, using the hold technique. This trick has been tried and tested. Last time he was fixed by me with a stare. My destructive energy almost gave him destroyed, but the critical moment, Master Zeno suddenly waved his hand to erase the universe and wiped out my destructive energy. I think he took the opportunity to escape at that time. Fixed body technique, isn't it? Religio's expression changed, and his eyes stared at Luo Tian, who was far away. Karu wasn't idle either, for fear that the two kittens could also absorb the destructive energy. Snapped. Kalu also stared at Champa and Beerus, and an invisible energy instantly covered Champa and Beerus. What happened? Why can't I move my body? Champa exclaimed. Damn it, what a strange trick this is. Beerus also changed his expression again and again, trying to break free from the opponent's restraint. The destructive energy is getting closer and closer to Luo Tian, Champa, and Beerus, descending from the sky with an endless momentum of destruction. Snap! Rualego's immobilization technique also covered Luo Tian's body in an instant. Not good. The situation is not good. Supreme Kai Sawyer's face changed after seeing this situation. Luo Tian was frozen. Not only was he pinned down, but the two cats beside him were also pinned down. So how do you absorb energy? No, I have to go up and help. Sawyer no longer had the slightest hesitation and was about to leave immediately. Chua at this time. The space around Sawyer fluctuated and distorted. Chua. The next moment, Kevin took Kesey's hand and cast instant transmission to appear beside Sawyer. Boom! After Kesey appeared, he slapped Sawyer with a slap and knocked Sawyer to the ground. At the same time, Kesey bent down and rubbed the hand she held with Kevin on Sawyer's body vigorously. Kevin, what do you mean? Kevin was speechless. Did you wash your hands after going to the bathroom? Kesey bared her teeth. Is it in time? You're pressing so hard. Kevin snorted. Forget it. You stay and look at this guy so that he doesn't run around. Kwai, she ordered. Understood. Kevin nodded and stepped forward on Sawyer's body. Sawyer's strength was not bad, but he was no match for gods of destruction at all. Therefore, after being slapped by gods of destruction quasi from the fourth universe, he was seriously injured at that time. It's already a bit powerless to defeat Kevin now. Damn it. Let me go. Sawyer glared at Kevin. Don't mind your own business. It's a matter between gods of destruction. Why do you join in the fun with the Supreme Kai? Kevin reprimanded. Sawyer was in a hurry and couldn't help it. Just as Kevin and Kesey controlled Sawyer, that huge destructive energy also smashed towards Luo Tian's body. Boss, we are worrying too much. In fact, there is no need to call Koishi over. Just such a destructive energy is enough for him to drink a pot. Kalu showed a smug smile on his face. Although he is powerful, he has already been immobilized by the boss's immobilization technique. I hope so, but I always have a bad premonition. Religio nodded gently. Looking at the rapidly falling destructive energy, the corners of Luo Tian's mouth rose slightly, drawing a shallow arc. Now Luo Tian finally knew what the immobilization technique was. Hold is Supreme Kai's exclusive power. If this energy suddenly covers the body, it will achieve the effect of immobilization. It is normal for gods of destruction to be able to comprehend this special divine power. Gods of destruction are gods, after all. When Luo Tian came into contact with Supreme Kai Sawyer just now, he absorbed a little bit of his divine power. Therefore, Ruilego's immobilization technique acted on Luo Tian's body, and Luo Tian directly absorbed this divine power. The next moment, Luo Tian unhurriedly looked up at the falling destructive energy and activated the energy absorption mode. Luo Tian didn't even need to reach out, just stood there to forcibly absorb the falling destructive energy. Chua! In less than 3 seconds, the destructive energy with a diameter of 50 meters was absorbed into Luo Tian's body. Immediately afterwards, Luo Tian sent the part of the destructive energy he had absorbed to Champa and Beerus respectively. Luo Tian doesn't need it now. With Luo Tian's strength, it is more than enough to deal with Religio, but Champa and Beerus are still a little weak. Didn't watch the scene and ran out another gods of destruction? He is the ancestor of Quitella. This guy is also a rat family. It is also normal for them to be able to collude together. After the two kittens obtained this part of energy, the strength of gods of destruction has reached the middle stage of the first stage. What? It's gone. Religio's face changed again and again. It seems to be absorbed by him. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. Karu shook his head vigorously. He didn't even raise his hand. How could he absorb the destructive energy? Sure enough, it's more difficult than I imagined. Religio said in a deep voice, It's a good thing Kwaishi has come. Otherwise, it would be quite troublesome. Is Kesey here? Karu was taken aback. It's coming, and Supreme Kai Sawyer has also been controlled by the Supreme Kai of the fourth universe. Religio said with a smile. Great. Karu breathed a sigh of relief. Chua. With a movement of Kesey's figure, she quickly appeared beside Religio. It really is the human race. Is it a descendant of Yuan Zun? Koishi looked down at Luo Tian below and asked Karu and Religio beside him. I don't know what happened, but he escaped from Master Zeno's erasure and ran to the cat star of the seventh universe and took these two kittens as disciples. Karu said simply. He explained, Be careful. This guy can absorb our destructive energy, especially the long-range energy. The destructive energy condensed by my brother just now has been absorbed by him. You should have seen it. I see. It is indeed beyond my expectation. It is really unimaginable that such a powerful guy was born in the human race. Koichi snorted and narrowed his eyes slightly. Below, Master, there seems to be another gods of destruction. Champa was taken aback. This guy looks like a cartoon. Which universe's gods of destruction is this? Beerus was also taken aback. It should be the fourth universe. Luo Tian smiled. Master, don't destroy the energy for us next time. Just keep it for yourself. Champa said hastily. Yes, Master. Beerus also said. It's okay, it's so easy to kill them. I just want to hone myself and you, so I didn't absorb their destructive energy immediately. Luo Tian smiled. Let's play for another 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I will start to absorb their destructive energy. You two, hurry up. I am afraid it will be difficult to meet such a battle in the future. Yes, Master. Champa and Beerus nodded excitedly. Also, after these 10 minutes, I just want to see if they have any more accomplices. Luo Tian said with a smile. Master, are you going to bring all the universe's destruction, Shindu? Champa showed expectation. If Shindu, who destroys all the universes, is against me, it's okay to take them all away. Luo Tian smiled. We listen to Master. We will do whatever Master tells us to do. Champa chuckled. Beerus didn't say much and was already ready to fight. Boom! The next moment, a streamer of purple red suddenly burst out from Kishi's body, and the yellow hair on his body was immediately dyed purple red. After Luo Tian sensed the opponent's powerful destructive power, he was also a little shocked. Quitella's ancestors were not simple. If it is divided according to the stage, Luo Tian can sense that the opponent's strength has reached the peak state of the third stage. Luo Tian is the early stage of the fourth stage. In a real fight, without using absorption, it is still unknown who will win and who will lose. And the opponent has 3 gods of destruction. There's also a gods of destruction coming this way. In addition, there is a supreme Kai on the planet over there preparing for battle. Luo Tian also sensed that a new supreme Kai appeared, and Sawyer was also controlled by that supreme Kai. Sawyer is quite sad, being stepped on and rubbed on the ground by Supreme Kai of the fourth universe. Luo Tian had nothing to hesitate, and opened the form of absorbing energy directly to Supreme Kai Kevin. Today, the location of the 2 Supreme Kais is less than 10 million kilometers away. Therefore, as soon as Luo Tian activates the ability to absorb energy, he can directly absorb the divine power of Supreme Kai from Kevin over there. Just before Luo Tian absorbed a little bit of Sawyer's divine power, now the divine suction technique can be used. On the moon of gods of destruction, both Supreme Kai are currently there. It's just that Sawyer's condition is not good. He's being rubbed by Kevin on the ground. Kevin stepped on Sawyer's face with his feet, stomping him hard into the ground. I've heard a long time ago. It's because of you that the 13th universe to the 18th universe disappeared. Kevin shouted angrily. Sawyer didn't speak, mainly because his mouth was trampled into the ground, and he couldn't speak if he wanted to. Damn it. The ethnic group I cultivated for many years in the 13th universe was destroyed by you just like that. Kevin gritted his teeth in hatred and stepped on Sawyer's feet fiercely. Sawyer stubbornly lifted his head out of the ground. You're cultivating the ethnic group? Sawyer asked through gritted teeth. What? I'm a god. Is there a problem with cultivating a group that worships me? Kevin said coldly. It's you. Why are you playing with mercy? Who do you think you are? Chapter 80. Our Supreme Kai is the god of justice in this universe, and we don't let you do anything wrong. Sawyer said angrily. FK you. Kevin said, kicking Sawyer in the face again. It's just that Kevin kicked over, but found that Sawyer didn't move. Sawyer was also taken aback for a moment. Haven't you eaten? Sawyer smiled lightly and grabbed Kevin's ankle. What did you do to me? Kevin froze, and then found that his energy was disappearing at a rapid speed. Mysteriously disappeared. You absorbing my divine power. Kevin suddenly came to his senses. Sawyer was also in a daze for a long time, completely unable to understand what Kevin was talking about. Less than 10 seconds, Luo Tian absorbed all the divine power in Kevin's body, leaving only 0.01% for him. Kevin was stunned. His face changed again and again, and he felt endless weakness. Are you a demon? Kevin was frightened. His face was pale, and he looked at Sawyer in fear. What are you talking about? Kevin. Sawyer still struggled. Stop pretending. You did it. You're too embarrassed to admit it. Kevin was terrified. What the hell did I do? You stepped me on the ground, right? Sawyer snorted. You're talking about me now? Hey, why do I feel like you've changed so empty? Kevin, what the hell are you? Are you humiliating me on purpose? Kevin was so frightened that he didn't dare to speak. After Luo Tian absorbed Kevin's divine power, he looked at Karoo in the sky again. Master, you have avenged us cat stars. Let us avenge your revenge for you. Beerus mused. Champa and I will beat that Kalu to half-death and avenge Master first. Well, Master, it's too cheap to suck him dry. Champa said, it's better to make him suffer. Okay, but don't beat him too hard. Save a breath to absorb his destructive energy. Luo Tian warned. Understood, Master. Champa replied. In this case, I will deal with the two gods of destruction, Kuei, Shi, and Rila Gashina. Luo Tian smiled slightly. After he knocked out Karoo, we immediately went up to help. Champa suggested. Luo Tian didn't say much anymore, nodded his head gently, and flew up. The next moment, Luo Tian brought Champa and Beerus to appear opposite Kuei, Shi, and the other three gods of destruction. Gods of destruction of the fourth universe. Luo Tian looked at Kuei, Shi with a smile. That's right. I'm gods of destruction Darcy from the fourth universe. Tracy nodded and admitted. Did Yuan Zun's death have anything to do with you? Luo Tian asked lightly. Oh, you are really a descendant of Yuan Zun. How did you escape from the erased 18th universe? Kuei asked with a smile. Just answer my questions. Don't say what you shouldn't. Luo Tian's expression was calm. Do you know who you were talking to? Quasi snorted. You're facing three gods of destruction. Do you really think that you can absorb a little energy and you can defeat us? While talking, Luoshi suddenly felt something was wrong. Kisi's face was slightly moved, because Quasi was surprised to find that the energy in her body was dissipating. Can he absorb my energy just standing there? This is impossible. Religio was equally astonished, because Religio also found that his energy was dissipating rapidly. What's going on here? Religio felt that his whole body was not well. Quick, get out of here quickly. Keep within a certain range with him, and he will absorb our energy. Kisi made a decisive decision and immediately flew towards a higher place. Religio also flew in another direction. It's just that the range of the road and sky in absorbing energy is as large as Feng Yuan tens of millions of kilometers. For a while, Kuei Shi and Rue Lagao didn't escape Luo Tian's circle at all. Moreover, the speed at which Luo Tian absorbed energy was too fast. In less than 10 seconds, the destructive energy of Kisi and Religio was completely absorbed. Originally, Luo Tian wanted to challenge Kuei Shi, but suddenly I lost interest. It still absorbs energy quickly. Whoa! Kisi and Religio couldn't even maintain the ability to fly, and they fell from the sky at that time. Quissy boss, what's the matter with you? Karoo was stunned for a moment, and after hastily responding to the attacks of Champa and Beerus, he immediately looked at Quasi and Religio. Karoo immediately discovered that the two of them seemed to have fallen from the sky. What's going on? Karoo yelled. Boom! Just as Karoo finished shouting, Beerus flew over and punched Karoo in the face. Karoo's face was deeply sunken, distorted, and deformed. Damn it, I can't spare you. Kalu was furious because he swung his hand forward violently. A burst of destructive energy covered Beerus in an instant. Seeing the destructive energy coming at a high speed, Beerus gritted his teeth and slapped it away fiercely. Immediately, the flying destructive energy was shot away by Beerus. What? This kitten? Karoo was stunned. Hey, I'm behind you. Champa's voice suddenly sounded behind Karoo. Karoo's face changed again and again. and his pupils were filled with shock. Boom! Champa kicked upside down with a golden hook and kicked Karu out of the air at that time. Boom! Karu hit the ground of the gods of destruction star, and the entire planet vibrated violently. The game ends here. Luo Tian smiled and slowly landed beside Kalu, Koishi, and Religeo. Koishi got up from the ground weakly. Endless despair appeared on his face. This guy is so perverted. He sucked all my energy out. Not even I had physical contact with him. Religio also shrank his pupils sharply, with hatred and shock in his eyes. Religio never thought that such a perverted guy would be born in the human race. Koishi, right? Let me ask you again, were you involved in Yuan Zun's matter? Luo Tian looked at Koishi with a smile. Kisi didn't answer, with despair on his face. Luo Tian smiled coldly and looked at Religio and Caxia again. At the same time, Luo Tian turned on the energy absorption again, and by the way, completely absorbed the destructive energy in Karu's body. This time, Luo Tian did not distribute the absorbed energy to Champa and Beerus. Luo Tian planned to wait for his destructive power to absorb to a saturated state, and then slowly distribute it to Champa and Beerus. After all, there is no opponent worthy of their shot now. After absorbing the energies of these three gods of destruction, Luo Tian's strength also increased from the early stage of the fourth stage to the peak of the fourth stage. The fourth level of gods of destruction has basically reached angel strength. Luo Tian was delighted in his heart. After Tu Shan comes over, Luo Tian can continue to absorb his destructive power. I believe that after absorbing Tu Shan's destructive power, Luo Tian's gods of destruction level can officially enter the fifth level. At this moment, the faces of Kalu, Religio, and the West gods of destruction showed endless despair and disbelief. Karu, Religio, tell me, did Kisi get involved in Yuan Zun's affairs? Luo Tian smiled and said, if you tell the truth, I can give you a good time. Otherwise, I don't mind torture you. Young man, do you really think that you have won the battle? Religio sneered. Do you know that there are more powerful gods in this universe? I know, so what can I do? Luo Tian smiled. You'll regret it. Religio smiled. I'm afraid you don't know yet. Who is Kisi's master? Oh, is it very powerful? Luo Tian suddenly became interested. Let me tell you. Kuei, she gritted his teeth itching with hatred. My master is the big steward of all the gods of destruction in the universe. The existence of the so-called great gods of destruction. You shouldn't provoke me. Absorb my destructive energy and return it to me, and I may even consider forgiving you. Big gods of destruction. Luo Tian raised his eyes slightly. I can tell you responsibly that even all the gods of destruction added up is not enough for my master to fight. Kisi snorted. It's so powerful. It's not an exaggeration to call it the great gods of destruction. Luo Tian sighed. It's really nothing to tell you what happened back then. Koishi snorted coldly. 10,000 years ago, your ancestor Yinzuan fought against the three of Religio and the others. He had already won, but my master said, there is no need for gods of destruction with an aloof personality. Therefore, my master defeated Yuan Zun with just one look. Oh, interesting. Luo Tian smiled. You can still laugh. Koishi snorted. You'd better return the absorbed energy to us immediately. Otherwise, you'll just wait for my master's punishment. 0. Seeking flowers. By the way, I want to ask you something. Luo Tian's attitude softened a little. Tell me. Kisi snorted. Have you heard of Salama? Luo Tian asked. Kisi froze for a moment, revealing a look of confusion. Then does your master know Salama? Luo, you asked, how do I know if my master knows? Kisi hummed. Forget it. Tell me where your master is now. Which universe is he in? Luo Tian asked curiously. My master has no fixed place to live, and he often inspects various universes. Maybe he will inspect the 6th universe after a while. Koishi replied. Then you are useless. Luo Tian shook his head in disappointment and glanced in the direction of Champa and Beerus. Destroy. Without the slightest hesitation, Beerus immediately stepped forward to release the destructive energy. Snapped. Immediately, Kueishi's body instantly turned into nothingness and dissipated in the incomparable shock. Both Karu and Relejo were dumbfounded. Casey was killed? This guy actually killed Kisi. How dare he? Don't worry, you two. I won't let you die so easily. Luo Tian sneered, then looked towards a stone behind Karu and Relejo. Luo Tian suddenly felt that the material of this stone was very remarkable. Snapped. Luo Tian grasped from the air, directly uprooted the stone, and landed on his subordinates. Karu and Relejo showed despair and fear on their faces. Is this guy going to stone us to death? Luo Tian, this matter is actually Quincy's instigating us. Is the Lord Gods of Destruction who said that we should destroy Yuan Zun. We had to do it. Karu hurriedly begged for mercy. Yes, what Karu said is right. It was indeed the Lord Gods of Destruction who ordered us to do this back then. Relejo's expression also changed again and again. It's intimidating that you're holding such a big rock. Relejo believed that if this stone was dropped on his head would definitely burst in a bloom immediately. Because Relejo knew that he had no energy in his body and was as weak as a common mouse. Now, start looking for the person responsible. Luo Tian smiled. The fight between you and Yuan Zun is naturally to be dealt with by Yuan Zun. But after Yuan Zun's matter is over, what did you do to the human race? Relejo fell silent. Karu also lowered his head, trembling with fright. Swish, swish, swish. With a wave of Luo Tian's big hand, he directly cut the stone into a small bottle. The stone material here is not bad. Luo Tian weighed the small bottle in his hand, feeling quite satisfied. What do you want to do? Relejo's face changed again and again. Do you want to die or live? Luo Tian chuckled. Are you willing to let us go? Relejo asked in a daze. Of course, I can consider giving you a way to survive. Luo Tian nodded. Run into this small bottle by yourself. Snapped. As he spoke, Luo Tian pointed at the bodies of Relejo and Kalu, injecting a little bit of destructive energy into their bodies. Okay, now you should be able to run into this small bottle, right? Luo Tian smiled. Karu and Relejo looked at each other. You don't have to come in if you don't want to. I'll destroy you right now. Killing intent appeared in Luo Tian's eyes. I'll go in. Let's go in. Relejo made a decisive decision without the slightest hesitation. He immediately took Karu's hand and turned it into a stream of light, which instantly fell into the small bottle. Snapped. Luo Tian made another bottle cap to seal the small bottle. At the same time, Luo Tian released a layer of destructive energy inside the small bottle to prevent them from running out. However, it is unlikely that these two guys will escape, because their destructive energy has basically been absorbed by Luo Tian. After Luo Tian revived Yuan Zun, he would let the old man Yuan Zun handle the two of them. Whether to kill or keep, it depends on the old man Yuan Zun. Schwa. At this moment, Supreme Kai Sawyer took Kevin to immediately cast instant transmission and appear beside Luo Tian. Luo Tian, I didn't expect you to be so strong. You finally avenged Yuan Zun. Sui said excitedly. Chapter 81. Are you going to see Master Zeno? Luo Tian didn't answer, but looked at Kevin with a smile. Kevin's face became more ugly and ugly, and he felt endless panic. Casey is dead. Let this guy's apprentice be easily ruined. Why are you following along with Supreme Kai to join the fun? Luo Tian asked coldly. Kevin shivered with fright. Destroy. Luo Tian didn't want to talk nonsense with him at all, and waved his hand directly forward. A destructive energy quickly acted on Kevin's body. Hey, Luo Tian, don't kill them all, Sawyer exclaimed. Snapped. However, it was too late when Suayashi came. The destructive energy acted on Kevin's body, destroying Kevin completely at that time. Sawyer, Luo Tian, it's not that I'm merciful. You will only cause more trouble if you do this. Sawyer sighed helplessly. Besides, the most embarrassing thing right now is the gods of destruction and Kaiwang Shindu of the 4th universe are dead. The 6th universe has no Supreme Kai. Gods of destruction was sealed by you. What's the trouble? Luo Tian asked with a smile. If Lord Zeno finds out, maybe these universes will be erased again. Sawyer can't laugh or cry. Leave that aside. Do you know about Gods of Destruction's appointment ceremony? Luo Tian asked a question he was more concerned about. Do you want these two kittens to be the gods of destruction of the 6th universe or the 7th universe? Sawyer understood. That's right. That's exactly what I mean. Luo Tian nodded. It is said that the appointment of Lord Gods of Destruction is required. Sawyer replied. Big Gods of Destruction? Is that the culprit who killed my ancestors? 440? Luo Tian sneered. I didn't expect the Lord Gods of Destruction to do such a thing. Sawyer shook his head lightly. Where is he now? Luo Tian asked. As Quasi said, the great Gods of Destruction has no fixed place. He will travel to various universes, and he doesn't know when he will meet. Sawyer pondered. But there is another way to become Gods of Destruction. You say? Luo Tian replied. It's very simple. As long as you live on this planet for 100 years, you can automatically become the Gods of Destruction of this universe, Sawyer explained. What? 100 years? I can't wait that long, Champa exclaimed. What about Zeno? Can Zeno appoint Gods of Destruction? Luo Tian asked Sawyer. Sawyer, what do you mean? Okay, but Master Zeno doesn't care about these trivial matters. Sawyer couldn't laugh or cry. In other words, as long as you find Master Zeno and ask him to appoint the Gods of Destruction, isn't that enough? Luo Tian suggested. Sawyer didn't want to talk anymore. Is Master Zeno so easy to talk to? Sawyer covered his forehead, speechless for a while. I really don't know what you think. Master Zeno does have supreme power, but as I said, he won't care about these trivial matters. Sawyer couldn't laugh or cry. For Mr. Zeno, if there are any problems in some universes, Mr. Zeno will directly erase the universe with problems, instead of appointing Gods of Destruction. Take me to see Zeno. Luo Tian finally made up his mind. What are you talking about? Don't be kidding, Luo Tian. Master Zeno is something you can see whenever you see him. Sawyer was about to cry. It's okay, let's go, it's a matter of time. Luo Tian smiled slightly. Sawyer was speechless. There was a brief silence. Let me take it easy, Sawyer said with a wry smile. Even if we want to meet Master Zeno, we must at least have a simple plan. We can't just go as we say. Then take it easy. Luo Tian nodded and looked at Champa again. How is it? Do you like this planet? Hey, I like it very much, Champa replied excitedly. Master, after meeting Master Zeno, I will become the Gods of Destruction of this universe. It should be about the same. Luo Tian smiled. Sawyer was silent on the sidelines. What does it mean that after meeting Master Zeno, you will become Gods of Destruction of this universe? Do you really think Master Zeno is so easy to talk to? Should I take Luo Tian to meet Master Zeno? Also, how do I feel Master Zeno should know what happened here? If you don't go, it will be very troublesome if Master Zeno blames him. After weighing the pros and cons for a while, Sawyer finally made up his mind and planned to take Luo Tian to see Zeno. Okay, then let's go, Sawyer said in a deep voice, and urged again and again, Luo Tian, when you meet Mr. Zeno, don't talk nonsense and be respectful. And you too. Be clear. If Master Zeno is unhappy, he can easily erase you all. Master, isn't he trying to scare people? Champa smiled wryly. No, Zeno is really strong. Even I can't be his opponent. Luo Tian sighed. What? So powerful. Beerus also looked moved. Of course, Lord Zeno is the most powerful god in the entire universe. Of course he is very strong. Sawyer said quickly, don't talk nonsense. Don't worry. Luo Tian nodded. Shall we start now? Sawyer asked nervously. Before going to Zeno's place, wait for the map first. Luo Tian smiled slightly. I just happen to be a little hungry. There should be something on this planet, right? Sawyer, yes. Sawyer nodded. I'll get some food. After finishing speaking, Sawyer went to work. Champa and Beerus followed Sawyer to find food. The Gods of Destruction star is about the same size as the Earth, and various strange animals grow on it. So if you want to eat meat, you can still do it. Before long, Champa and Beerus came back from shooting a wild boar. Luo Tian ordered Sawyer to get the seasoning for the barbecue. Sawyer readily agreed and disappeared through instant transmission. Soon, you came over with all kinds of seasonings. Luo Tian treated the wild boar briefly, set up a bonfire, and started grilling. Champa and Beerus showed endless anticipation. The food master made was so delicious. The roast whole lamb I ate last time was delicious. I don't know how this wild boar tastes like roasting. No boundaries. Tu Dandan finally entered the realm of nothingness from the 7th universe and advanced rapidly in the realm of nothingness. March for a while. Snap! Tu Shandan rushed out of the realm of nowhere and entered the 6th universe. Call out. The picture alone leaves a purple arc in the starry sky of the 6th universe. Immediately afterwards, Tu Dan Shan glanced back in fear. Fortunately, the human race named Luo Tian did not catch up. He should have lost it, right? How could he possibly catch up with me? Tu Dan Han breathed a sigh of relief and accelerated his pace. After some time passed, Tu Shan Dan finally appeared above the sky of the Gods of Destruction star. The picture alone smelled the aroma of barbecue uploaded from the planet below. Boss and youngest, you guys are going too far. I'm fleeing here. You are so lucky to eat barbecue on the planet. Is this suitable for you? However, the level of the boss's barbecue seems to have increased. This meat smells delicious. Tu Shan sniffed his nose vigorously and flew towards the direction that smelled like meat. Call out. The picture alone fell directly on the sides of Luo Tian, Champa, Beerus, and others. Then, Tu Dandan was immediately dumbfounded. Tu Shannon's face became more ugly and ugly. What's going on? Why are Luo Tian and those two cats here? Where's the boss and the third child? Tu Dandan asked tremblingly, sweating all over his body. Inside, Luo Tian said, calmly took out the small bottle, opened the top cover, and gave the picture a single glance. Big brother, third brother, what are you two doing here? Tu Shandan was a little confused. Karu, relay go. Do you think I want to run in? We've all been drained of all the destructive energy by this guy. Are you coming in too? Luo Tian smiled and said, I'm still very kind. If you lock the three of you brothers together, you'll be taken care of together, right? I'm not going in. Tu Dandan was furious and suddenly reached out and grabbed the small bottle in Luo Tian's hand. Boom! Tu Shan lightly squeezed the small bottle with his hands, directly crushing the small bottle. Crack! Crack! The next moment, Relajo and Karu inside also immediately returned to their original appearance, kneeling on the ground and panting heavily. Ha ha! You idiot! It was you who stretched out the little bottles in front of me, and now I have released them. Tu Dandan laughed loudly. You didn't expect this to happen, did you? Luo Tian nodded, without any nonsense, directly activated the mode of absorbing destructive energy. The figure alone is also obvious, and I feel that the energy in my body is dissipating rapidly. What did you do to me? Tu Dandan's expression changed again and again. What's the matter with my energy? Tu Shandan was terrified. Almost without the slightest hesitation, he immediately soared into the sky. However, just as soon as Tu Shan rushed to the sky, he felt endless weakness. Call out! Immediately afterwards, Tu Dandan lost the ability to fly and fell from the sky at that time. Boom! Tu Shan hit the ground, leaving a human-shaped crater on the ground, spewing out a big mouthful of blood, feeling that the whole person is not well. Can you absorb energy from a distance? Tu Shandan showed endless despair on his face. You destroyed my small bottle for sealing. What do you think should I do? Luo Tian sneered. Tu Shandan was dumbfounded at the time, and his face instantly turned pale. Immediately afterwards, Tu Shani glanced at a stone not far away. Your little boy was made of moon-seeded stones, right? Tu Dandan asked hastily. Not bad. Luo Tian nodded. I can recreate a small bottle. Is that okay? Tu Duo asked. I hope you don't let me down. Luo Tian said, gently waving his hand, injecting a little bit of destructive energy into Tu Dandan's body. After getting this trace of destructive energy, Tu Shannon didn't hesitate at all, immediately grabbed the stone and polished it for a while. Soon, Tushan only polished the stone into a small bottle of just the same size. Okay, Tushan trembling said, I'll go in and have a look. Call out. The next moment, Tu Dandan turned into a streak of light and quickly entered the inside of the small bottle. Immediately afterwards, Tushan poked his head out of the small bottle and greeted Kuru and Relejo. Boss, third child, the environment here is good. Come in quickly. Relejo, Kuru. The two mice stared at each other. How helpless they were. Immediately afterwards, the two mice no longer hesitated and immediately turned into two streamers of light and entered the small bottle. Luo Tian was not in a hurry to close the lid, but looked to Champa and Beerus. Master, what are your orders? Champa asked. Champa, are you Yuanshi? Luo Tian asked. Hey, what do you mean? Champa was taken aback. Does Master mean that we should PS in that little bottle? Beerus immediately came to his senses. Yeah. Luo Tian smiled and nodded 0.6. My urine is yellow. My urine is yellow. I'm getting angry recently. Champa volunteered. Very good. Go pee over there. Luo Tian pointed to the play area. Good master. Hey. Champa happily took the small bottle and left. Sawyer fell silent. Because the lid has not been put on yet, the three mice in the small bottle can clearly hear what Luo Tian said. The faces of the three mice changed again and again, extremely ugly. You cat, are you going to pee in this little bottle? Don't mess around. Hey kitten, don't mess around. Kalu said in a deep voice. Hey, I want to avenge the dead catman. Champa snorted and couldn't help but sneer. Immediately afterwards, Champa was not very polite and poured a full amount of urine into the mouth of the small bottle. The three rats in Relejo were soon overwhelmed with urine. Snapped, Champa put the cap on the bottle unhurriedly and shook it vigorously. Relejo waited for the three mice to feel sick for a while, feeling that the whole person was not well. However, what made the three mice of Relejo feel desperate is yet to come, because in the next few years, their torture became more severe. Now song is just now. Start. Master, it's done. Champa came back happily. You take the little bottle yourself and try every means to torture them so that they can survive or die. Luo Tian said to Champa, I know, master. I have to think about how to torture them. Champa chuckled. Chapter 82 Zeno is sealed. After eating the roasted wild boar, Luo Tian planned to leave to meet Zeno. Have you really thought about it? Sawyer's expression also became unusually dignified. What else is there to think about? I need the two of them to be officially certified. Luo Tian said. Okay, now that it's decided, I'll take you to see Master Zeno now. Sawyer nodded and urged again. I still say the same thing. After meeting Master Zeno, you must be respectful, and don't what a disrespectful thing to do. Understood. Let's go quickly. Luo Tian urged. Pull me, Sawyer replied. Luo Tian, Champa, and Beerus immediately stepped forward to hold Sawyer. By the way, Supreme Kai, have you heard of Salama? Luo Tian asked before leaving. No, I haven't heard of it. Who is he? Sawyer shook his head, showing a confused face. Forget it. Let's talk about it later. Luo Tian was silent. Didn't Salama appear in this era? Otherwise, it is impossible for Supreme Kai and Kisi not to know him. Ask Zeno when you see him. Maybe Zeno knows about Salama. Let's go. Sawyer greeted Kai K. Immediately afterwards, Sawyer's body burst into light and immediately cast instant transmission. In just an instant, Suya brought Luo Tian, Champa, and Beerus to appear at the gate of Zeno Temple. The gates of Zeno's temple are closed. Luo Tian looked in the direction of the gate and felt that it was not much different from the Zeno Temple in Dragon Ball Super that he saw in the anime. This is Lord Zeno's temple. Sawyer explained, You guys wait here for a while. I will go to ask Lord Zeno for instructions first. Saying that, Sawyer knocked on the door lightly. The next moment, Sawyer immediately knelt down in front of the door. Luo Tian did not kneel. Originally, Champa wanted to kneel down immediately, but seeing that Master did not kneel down, he simply stood up straight. Beerus didn't kneel either. 06, you guys, you kneel first. Sawyer felt that he was not well. I will not kneel down to others except my parents and ancestors. Luo Tian smiled slightly. Sawyer, I dare say what I said before was in vain. Crunch. At this moment, the gate of the temple was suddenly opened. The next moment, one of Zeno's guards appeared at the door, looking sharply at Luo Tian and the two kittens opposite. Master Guard, this is Luo Tian and his apprentice. We are here to pay respects to Lord Zeno. Sawyer replied quickly. What a coincidence. Master Zeno has gone out. The guard said calmly. Hey, Master Zeno has gone out? Does the guard know when Master Zeno will come back? Sawyer was taken aback and asked quickly. I don't know. It will take 10 days and a half months to come back. The guard guessed. Of course it may take longer. Does it take that long? Sawyer asked with a wry smile. What's the matter with you? The guard asked. Luo Tian, can't we wait until Master Zeno returns? Sawyer suggested. It seems like this is the only way to go. Luo Tian nodded lightly. Then I'm going to trouble you, Lord Guard. We'll come and visit you after Master Zeno comes back. Sawyer replied respectfully. Yes. The guard nodded. Let's go. Sawyer stood up from the ground and walked to Luo Tian's side. Just when Sawyer was about to take Luo Tian to cast instant transmission and leave. Huh? Sawyer? Are you here? Suddenly, Xiaoquan ran out from the temple. After seeing Sawyer, his eyes lit up and he couldn't help shouting excitedly. Luo Tian was stunned. Didn't Zeno go out? Isn't this at home? What do you mean by guard? Master Xiaoquan? You are at home. Sawyer laughed and hurried forward to say hello. After Luo Tian heard Sawyer addressing Zeno, he was stunned again. You actually called him Xiaoquan? Are you not afraid that he will erase you? Well, Dad is out. I'm at home. Come in and play with me. Xiaoquan immediately invited. That. Sawyer hesitated. Huh? Are the three of them your friends? Xiaoquan quickly noticed Luo Tian and the two kittens. Ah, yes, Master Xiaoquan. Sawyer nodded immediately. You guys come over to play together, too. Xiaoquan waved to Luo Tian and the three of them. Luo Tian walked forward unhurriedly. Champa and Beerus followed behind Luo Tian, looking at Xiaoquan curiously. Let me introduce you. Sawyer hurriedly said, This is Master Zeno's son, Master Xiaoquan. Luo Tian's expression was slightly surprised. How far ago have I traveled? Isn't the real Zeno him? It's his dad, Master Xiaoquan. He is Luo Tian, and the two cats behind him are Luo Tian's apprentices. Sawyer introduced. Yeah, let's play games together. It just happens that there are more people, and it will be more fun. Xiaoquan said excitedly. Okay. Sawyer immediately winked at Luo Tian, beckoning him to agree quickly. After all, this is Master Zeno's son, so don't neglect him. Originally, Sawyer didn't want to come to see Master Zeno's son. After all, Master Zeno's son is not doing anything right now. Under Xiaoquan's leadership, Luo Tian and others entered the temple. The guards were guarding Xiaoquan's side, as if they had a slight fear of Luo Tian. Luo Tian, let me tell you the truth. The 6 disappeared universes were erased by Master Xiaoquan. Of course, Master Zeno instructed Master Xiaoquan to erase the 13th to 18th universe's universe. Sawyer lowered his voice and whispered to Luo Tian, You must not be rude to Lord Xiaoquan. Don't think that Lord Xiaoquan is still young, but his wipe the removal ability is also very strong. After Luo Tian heard the news, he suddenly realized. Luo Tian soon understood why Kalu was able to survive the erasure of the universe. Why is the old man Yuan Zun able to resist erasure through his own body? Because Xiao Chuan's erasing ability is still a little weak. It's no wonder why the disappearance of a universe was not completed in an instant at that time, but spread gradually. Because these are made by Xiaoquan, who has not yet grown up. What? Those universes were wiped out by such a small one. Champa shuddered. It's unimaginable. He's not as tall as us. Beerus was also shocked. In the future, he will replace his father and become the real Zeno. Luo Tian sighed slightly. Champa and Beerus fell silent. How about we play something? Xiaoquan muttered. How about playing hide and seek? Okay, I have no objection. Sawyer nodded, agreeing. What about you? Xiaoquan asked Luo Tian again. I won't play. Let my apprentice play with you. Luo Tian smiled slightly. The faces of the two guards immediately revealed angry looks, and they stared fiercely at Luo Tian. Master Xiaoquan is playing hide-and-seek, and you actually say you don't want to play? You are disrespecting Mr. Xiaoquan. Xiaoquan was also looking at Luo Tian up and down, and felt a little uncomfortable in his heart. That, Master Xiaoquan, the three of us are enough to play hide-and-seek with you. It would be boring if there were more, wouldn't it? Sawyer hurriedly stepped forward to make peace, guy. He kept winking at Luo Tian. How dare you guys say that? Didn't I tell you to make your attitude better? In the end, Master Xiaoquan asked you to play hide-and-seek, but you didn't play? I don't even know what to say to you. Okay, after all, Xiaoquan didn't make things difficult for Luo Tian and nodded slightly. Let's play for a while. Let's talk about it if it's not fun. I'll catch you first. Xiaoquan said, walked up to a pillar, covered his eyes with his hands, and started counting. Champa and Beerus also immediately found a place to hide. Sawyer also found another direction to hide. Xiaoquan counted to 10, turned around quickly, and looked around for the three of them. Where is it? Xiaoquan looked around. Boom! However, at the next moment, only a dull, loud noise was heard, suddenly coming from a distance. Boom! The entire temple trembled violently. Luo Tian was stunned for a moment. What happened? Immediately afterwards, Luo Tian saw cracks appearing on the ground of the temple, and the cracks spread rapidly to the surroundings. Luo Tian flew up unhurriedly, hovering in the air. Xiaoquan accidentally fell to the ground, screaming in pain. Two guards stepped forward quickly and appeared beside Xiaoquan, looking around vigilantly. Sawyer was also completely stunned. He didn't know what happened and walked out from a distance staggeringly. Isn't it just playing hide and seek? Master Xiaoquan, what are you doing here? Are you planning to destroy the temple? But then, Sawyer realized that something was wrong. It seems that Master Xiaoquan did not do it. Champa and Beerus also rushed out of their hiding place quickly. This hide and seek is so exciting. As soon as we hid, the ground of the temple split open. Luo Tian quickly looked towards the entrance of the temple. The next moment, Luo Tian saw a monster with the head of a tiger walking upright, striding in from the gate of the temple. Tiger, you're crazy. The two guards yelled at the tiger man. Who told you to destroy the temple? I declare that from today onwards, I will be the greatest god in the entire universe. Tiger laughed, and his laughter was extraordinarily rampant. What's the situation? Luo Tian was stunned to the side and immediately asked Suya beside him, is this guy going to rebel? He is Lord Gods of Destruction. Sawyer's face changed again and again. I don't know what he wants to do. It seems that he may want to rebel. Oh, interesting. Luo Tian smiled brighter and brighter. You, Tiger, you can't rebel if you want to. One of the guards shouted angrily. You guessed it, that's what I meant. Tiger smiled contemptuously and finally turned his head and shouted in the direction of the gate. Bring it up to me. After the words fell, two people came in from the outside, holding a black ball. One of these two people looks somewhat similar to Mo Luo, and they look like goats. The other one looks like Ox King. Not the Ox King in the Dragon Ball world. It feels like the Ox King in Journey to the West. Tauren and Goatman belt, then Black Ball comes in and puts the Black Ball on the ground. It is worth mentioning that both the Tauren and the Goatmen are wearing Gods of Destruction costumes, which should be the Gods of Destruction of a certain universe. Luo Tian frowned. Was this Ball Xiaoquan? And the two guards also showed confusion. Don't you know what this is? Tiger said with a smile. Then I'll show you, so that you can give up. As he spoke, Tiger waved lightly at Black's Ball with his big hand. Suddenly, a certain position of Black's Ball suddenly became transparent. The next moment, Luo Tian and the others present saw clearly what was inside the ball. Among Black's balls, there is a god who looks very similar to Xiaoquan, but his height and body proportions are a bit longer and larger than Xiaoquan's. At this moment, this person has closed his eyes tightly, apparently falling into a deep sleep. Father, what did you do to my father? UBD. Xiaoquan immediately shouted. Presumptuous. Do you know what you're doing? The guard also showed an angry expression. Let Master Zeno go. Another guard also shouted sharply. Let him go. I finally sealed him up. If I let him go, wouldn't all my previous efforts be wasted? Tiger smiled softly. How? I created this. Isn't the seal not bad? This seal can put Master Zeno into a deep sleep for a long time, or make him never wake up. You dare. The two guards were furious. I came here just to tell you that from now on, I, the great gods of destruction, will become the ruler of the entire universe, and the temple should be replaced with fresh blood. Tiger snorted coldly. I want to erase you. Xiaoquan was also extremely angry and waved his little hand at Tiger. Snapped. Seeing the erasing power coming at high speed, Tiger slapped it with his palms suddenly and directly slapped the invisible erasing power without a trace. On the scene, only Luo Tian could see the erasing power scurrying around. Luo Tian didn't have any kindness and directly absorbed this erasing power. Erasure me? Just because you, a brat, want to erase me? Tiger sneered. If your old man is still awake, I might still be afraid of him. But just because of you, I advise you to give up your heart. Shua. In just a split second, Tiger and Xiaoquan drew closer, and the tiger grabbed 10 claws forward fiercely. Chapter 83, Xiaoquan Run. The two guards were faster and quickly shot, blocking Tiger's attack. Today, let me have a good meeting with you two. Tiger laughed loudly and launched a fierce attack on the two guards. For a while, the two sides fought fiercely, and the entire temple was shaken to the point of collapse. Hey, tell me, how long will it take for Lord Gods of Destruction to defeat those two guards? The goat man smiled and asked the Tauren. I've heard that Lord Zeno's two bodyguards are powerful, and it's amazing to see them today. The Tauren nodded thoughtfully. I feel that Lord Gods of Destruction can win in less than 10 minutes. We're not here to watch the show, so let's clean up these little bastards first. The goat man smiled. Isn't that guy supreme, Kai Sawyer? I heard that he was the one who made a small report, which led to the 13th universe going to the 13th universe. The 18th universe was wiped out. Our clansmen who remained in the 13th universe and the 17th universe also disappeared completely, especially Lord Gods of Destruction's clansmen. Most of them are concentrated in the 16th universe, the Tauren sighed. That guy Zeno is really ruthless. He wiped out the 16th universe in one fell swoop. No wonder the Lord Gods of Destruction wants to rebel. Stop talking nonsense. Anyway, let's follow the Lord Gods of Destruction. The goat man smiled. After all, following the Lord Gods of Destruction will definitely help our group even more in the future. Okay, I'll go and clean up these 3 unlucky guests who came here first. The Tauren said, walking towards the direction where the 3 of Luo Tian were. What's the matter? Luo Tian looked at the Tauren with a smile. You 3 are the guests who come here to play hide-and-seek with Xiaoquan, right? The Tauren smiled contemptuously. What a coincidence, you came at the wrong time, prepare to die. Saying that, the Tauren aimed his hands at Luo Tian's body through the air. Destroy. The Tauren didn't show any courtesy either, and greeted Luo Tian with a burst of destructive energy. Snapped. Luo Tian didn't even have bullets, so he activated the ability to absorb at that time, completely absorbing the destructive energy, flying over. What? What happened? The Tauren was stunned. Luo Tian smiled lightly, activated the ability to absorb again, and acted on the Tauren. The Tauren was surprised to feel that the energy in his body was rapidly dissipating. How did this happen? What happened? The Tauren exclaimed. Old sheep, come and help me. What? The goat man also realized that something was wrong and hurried forward. However, the next moment, the goat man was also dumbfounded. The goat man tragically discovered that the energy in his body was disappearing rapidly. What's the situation? The goat man was stunned. Are you like this too? The Tauren suddenly came to his senses. Your energy is also disappearing? The goat man's eyes widened. How could this happen? The Tauren was shocked and immediately raised his head to look at Luo Tian. Could it be? Could it be you? Luo Tian ignored the Tauren and goat man and directly absorbed the energy in the body of the Tauren and goat man. Slap! The Tauren and the goat man went limp and fell straight to the ground, dying on the spot. Shwa. Luo Tian waved his hand lightly again and wiped these two guys away. After doing all this, Luo Tian just watched the show by the side like a normal person. Sawyer was stunned. Is it that easy for this guy to kill gods of destruction now? From the beginning to the end, he didn't even move. Oh, I moved at the last moment and waved to the two gods of destruction. And then those two gods of destruction are gone? Was that an erasure just now? Can Master Zeno erase that? Why would you? Sawyer felt extremely shocked. Master, have you reached the 5th level? Champa asked with some expectation. It's already here. I have absorbed the destructive energy of the two of them. And now I have successfully entered the 5th level, Luo Tian nodded. Gods of Destruction, level 5. The strength is the working angel. However, what made Luo Tian a little puzzled was, after coming to Zeno Temple, he didn't see that guy Grand Priest. Moreover, on the Gods of Destruction planets of the 7th universe and the 6th universe, there is no maintenance and Vados appears. But after thinking about it, Luo Tian felt that it was quite normal. After all, Zeno's erasure technique is still relatively weak in this period, and the god who is currently in charge of the entire universe is Zeno's father. In other words, because the priest hasn't appeared yet, has this world not discovered the existence of the angel family? Maybe it is, but it doesn't matter anymore. Luo Tian immediately looked at Tiger and the two Zeno guards who were fighting. After feeling Tiger's powerful strength, Luo Tian was indeed a little shocked. What Quasi said was indeed correct. Even if Tiger's strength was the sum of all the gods of destruction, it would be difficult to be his opponent. Now, under Tiger's attack, Zeno's two guards were even a little flustered and were even hit by Tiger's claws several times. Luo Tian feels that the strength of the great gods of destruction Tiger has at least reached the level of the Grand Priest. It's just that Luo Tian hasn't seen Grand Priest yet, so he doesn't know how strong Grand Priest is. Ordinarily, Grand Priest should be stronger than those two guards, right? What? Is Zeno's two guards so weak? I'm so disappointed. Tiger laughed wildly and suddenly hit one of the guard's chest with a sharp uppercut. Puff! The guard spurted blood from his mouth at that time. Another guard quickly followed up and took the opportunity to slap Tiger on the body. Tiger's body trembled slightly, and then he acted like a normal person with an endless smile on his face. What? Is this your attack? Tiger sneered. It has no strength at all. Boom! As he said that, Tiger slapped him fiercely with his backhand. At that time, he turned the guard around in the air several times. Boom! Tiger flew up, kicked the guard down from the air, and embedded it deeply into the ground of the temple. Snap! Tiger stretched out the tiger's paw and pressed it on the guard's chest. I'll ask you if you accept it or not. Tiger sneered. Oh! Another guard rushed over quickly. Snap! Tiger raised his hand lightly, directly resisting the attacking fist of the guard. Boom! Tiger kicked over and kicked the guard to the ground at that time. Call out! After the guard fell to the ground, he immediately got up from the ground without any hesitation and quickly appeared beside Xiaoquan. Master Xiaoquan, I will take you out of here first, the guard said in a deep voice. Saying that, the guards planned to take Xiaoquan away immediately, because the guard clearly felt that his brothers were no match for that guy at all. Want to run? Do you think you can run? Tiger smiled contemptuously, turned around, and was about to chase. Snap! The other guard immediately hugged Tiger's body from behind. Run, the guard yelled. Oomph! Tiger sneered again and slammed his elbow hard, hitting the guard's waist hard. Ah! The guard was screaming in pain and spurting blood from his mouth. Hurry up! Get out of here quickly! The guard was still screaming loudly. You still don't let go, do you? Then I'll kill you. Tiger slammed his elbow back again. Puff blood spurted from the guard's mouth again. Old cow, old sheep, you two stop them. That guard's energy is running out, and you two can be his opponents. Tiger greeted calmly. However, after Tiger finished speaking, he suddenly realized that something was wrong, because the Tauren and goat people mysteriously disappeared. Just now, Tiger was only focused on fighting the two guards and really didn't have time to watch the goatmen and Tauren. What did you two do? Did you run away at the critical moment? Tiger frowned, looked around, and immediately found Zeno's seal appearing beside a young man. Aren't you leaving quickly? The guard shouted loudly. You don't have to leave or break the seal immediately and let Master Zeno out. Tiger's face changed color. If that Zeno guy is released, I'm afraid it will be troublesome. Originally, I managed to seal him when he wasn't paying attention. If it is a real contest, I may not be his opponent. Young man, quickly throw that seal to me, and I'll seal you as gods of destruction. Tiger immediately greeted Luo Tian. I don't want to be gods of destruction. Luo Tian shook his head. Whatever you want, I'll give you right away, Tiger said. He swung his right hand forward violently, and a burst of energy quickly covered the guards and Xiaoquan. The guards hugged Xiaoquan tightly, protecting his body. Hurry up and throw that seal over here, Tiger said to Luo Tian again. I want to be the great gods of destruction. Is that okay? Luo Tian smiled slightly. Tiger was taken aback, his brows furrowed even tighter. This kid actually wants to take my place? Okay, yes, no problem, I promise you. Tai Lu quickly agreed. Control the seal first, lest Zeno escape. As for the fact that this kid wants to be the great gods of destruction, I'll think about it later. Besides, do you think that if you want to be the great gods of destruction, you can become the great gods of destruction? Unless your strength is above all gods of destruction. At the critical moment, where did the old cow and the old sheep go? After I get the situation under control, I won't be able to spare the two of them. Grave accent. Hurry up and throw the seal to me, Tiger ordered. Or you can keep an eye on the seal. Don't let that guard get close. As he said that, Tiger increased the force of his attack again and launched a violent attack towards the guard who was holding him behind him. The guard kept vomiting blood. His face turned pale for a while. Boom. Finally, Tiger made a gorgeous back fall, and the guard fell from behind at that time. Puff! The guard spat out a mouthful of old blood again, feeling endless weakness. Let's go. Get out of here quickly. The guard shouted to his companion and Xiaoquan. The other guard gritted his teeth, no longer hesitated, and immediately flew out of the temple with Xiaoquan and fled. Tiger sneered, but he was not in a hurry to chase after him, but came to Luo Tian's side leisurely. Tiger planned to control the seal first. In case someone really put if the Zeno and the seal is released, all previous efforts will be in vain. Although Tiger can be sure that this seal is relatively strong, it is difficult for ordinary people to break. But what if it does break? Just be careful. Yes, you have successfully prevented them from releasing Zeno. Tiger was very satisfied with Luo Tian's performance. I didn't stop it. They didn't come over to snatch the seal. Luo Tian said honestly. You are an honest boy. Tiger smiled slightly. But I don't like people who are too honest, so go to death. While chatting and laughing, Tiger's big hand suddenly patted Luo Tian's body. Snap! Luo Tian raised his hand lightly and directly caught Tiger's attacking fist with his own palm. You what? Tiger was taken aback and looked at Luo Tian, Jianyaheo, opposite him with some surprise. The strength is not bad. No wonder it is the big gods of destruction. Luo Tian smiled lightly and slapped Tiger fiercely on the face with his backhand. There were 5 bright red handprints on Tiger's face at that time, and he was a little confused. What's the situation? Who is this kid? Why are you so violent? Boom! Luo Tian kicked over again, directly kicking Tiger's abdomen. Tiger's feet rubbed against the ground, and his body slipped back and forth. The next moment, Tiger immediately slammed his right foot on the ground, stopped abruptly, and then looked at Luo Tian with embarrassment. The guards who fell on the ground were dumbfounded. Is this guy so strong? I underestimated him before. The guard suddenly felt his own insignificance and helplessness. Has this kid been pretending to be a pig and eating a tiger? Are you a descendant of Yuan Zun's line? Tiger observed Luo Tian carefully, and the image of Yuan Zun also appeared in his mind. That's right. Luo Tian nodded. So you were among the gods who killed Yuan Zun back then. It's not simple. You boys not simple. Tiger commented. Did the old sheep and the old cow be beaten to death or run away? They've been wiped out by me. You don't have to care about them anymore. You should take good care of yourself. Luo Tian smiled. Ooh, hiv hiv. Tiger laughed loudly. Do you know who you were talking to? I am the great gods of destruction, the leader of all gods of destruction. Your strength has indeed reached the breaking point. The realm of the bad god has to be said to be remarkable. It seems that there are not many gods of destruction left around you. Champa pointed at Tiger and laughed loudly. Tiger was taken aback for a moment, and his smile gradually froze. That little fat cat. What do you mean by that? Tiger frowned. Chapter 84 Xeno. Disappear. 6 gods of destruction universes have been eliminated by my master, and you will be next. Champa chuckled. You, what did you say? Tiger's face changed slightly. The guard also widened his eyes, showing shock on his face. Great gods of destruction, it's really time for you to come. I wanted to find you. Luo Tian smiled and said, Since you're here, let's have a good chat. Young man, you don't know the heights of the sky and the depths of the earth. Tiger sneered again, and a streamer of purple red suddenly burst out from his body. Immediately afterwards, Tiger immediately activated the gods of destruction mode. 3 seconds. I can finish you in just 3 seconds. Tiger showed 3 fingers. Then do your best. Luo Tian smiled slightly. Call out. Tiger came roaring towards Luo Tian, but in an instant he got closer to Luo Tian. Boom! Tiger punched Luo Tian heavily in the abdomen. Luo Tian's body flew backwards rapidly. Shwa! Tiger followed up quickly and appeared behind Luo Tian in an instant. Boom! Tiger kicked hard again, right at the back of Luo Tian's back. Luo Tian's body trembled violently, and he threw himself forward. Shwa! Tiger rushed forward again, kicking Luo Tian's body, kicking Luo Tian to a higher level. Hey! The next moment, Tiger appeared directly above where Luo Tian was, with an upside-down golden hook, and kicked Luo Tian from the air at that time. Boom! Luo Tian smashed heavily on the ground of the temple and left a big hole on the ground. Snapped! Tiger slowly fell from the sky without any haste and appeared on the edge of the big pit. Dead. No one can withstand my series of attacks. Even gods of destruction will die immediately. Tiger snorted, looked at the guard lying on the ground. It's just you, the level of this guard is not bad, but you have no way to fight. Damn! The guard were anxious and had no choice, but fortunately, the brothers and Xiaoquan had already run away. They will have a way to deal with Tiger in the future. We can only wait for Master Xiaoquan to grow up slowly. It's really sad, and this person is sad enough. Pretended for 2 or 3 seconds, but was beaten to death abruptly by the big gods of destruction. Tiger, I thought you were so great, but it turned out to be so? Tiger smiled contemptuously. You killed you before you figured out the situation, and it feels like you died a little too quickly. But having said that, I haven't found an opponent as strong as you for so many years. If you are willing to be my subordinate, you'll be a very good brother. Champa and Beerus also changed their expressions again and again. Was the master beaten to death by him? Next is your 2 kittens. Tiger chuckled. How about it? I can give you a chance to be my pet cat, and maybe I can reward you with some food. Go dream. Champa shouted. TCH, I never thought of being someone's pet cat. I want to be the most powerful gods of destruction in the universe. Beerus snorted. The ambition is not small, but it's a pity that you are still too young. Tiger sneered. Forget it. Let's get rid of you and let you go to 10 non-existent worlds to accompany your master. Tiger has already stretched out his hand from the air, aiming at Champa and Beerus on the opposite side, about to destroy them both. Champa and Beerus were also immediately ready for battle, their expressions becoming extremely serious and vigilant. Snap! Agfi. Suddenly, Luo Tian jumped up from the ground like a carp. What? Tiger's eyeballs almost popped out of their sockets. I've let you down. Luo Tian grinned, revealing a mouthful of white teeth. Master, it's great that you are fine. Champa was very excited. I just said Master will be fine. Beerus also heaved a sigh of relief and smiled. It's impossible. Tiger's face changed slightly. How did you do it? Okay, the preferential treatment time has passed. I don't even bother to fight with you. Just suck you dry. Luo Tian smiled slightly, and while speaking, he also directly turned on the energy absorption map mode. Luo Tian simply compared his current strength with Tiger's. It stands to reason that there should be little difference. If you really type, there is no such thing as 100,000 characters that you can't finish typing. Luo Tian simply stopped beating and directly sucked you dry, saving so much trouble. Energy absorption mode is turned on. Suddenly, Tiger's destructive energy was rapidly dissipating. Tiger's face changed again and again. What did you do to me? Tiger lost his voice. It's nothing. You don't have to think about anything now. Just calm down. Luo Tian said calmly. Are you absorbing my destructive energy? Tiger immediately came to his senses. It was finally discovered by you. Luo Tian smiled. Tiger's face changed again and again. Almost without the slightest hesitation, he was about to soar into the sky and escape from this place immediately. Let's talk about it later when we find a way to absorb him. If this trend continues, I feel that my destructive energy will bottom out after a while. Call out. Tiger was soaring into the sky at that time. Try to escape from this area. It's useless with my current absorption range. It has already reached Feng Yuan's distance of 1 light year. Luo Tian smiled. What did you say? Tiger pricked up his ears, showing disbelief on his face. The next moment, Tiger immediately fell from the sky. What's the matter? You know you can't escape no matter what, right? Luo Tian smiled and said, You said that you were the same person. Originally, I didn't want to mix up the grievances between you and Zeno, but you insisted on targeting me. You or yourself, are you uncomfortable? I admit it's my fault. Let's talk about something, shall we? Tiger said hastily. Let me think about it. Luo Tian pondered. Do you still think about it? You continue to absorb energy as you think. Unlucky for me. By the way, I remembered. I said just now that you were among those gods of destruction who killed Yuan Zun back then, right? Luo Tian sneered. Luo Tian was also deeply moved. It is indeed a great gods of destruction. The power of destruction is really strong. Usually, those gods of destruction are basically sucked dry in less than 10 seconds. But I have sucked this big gods of destruction for more than 10 seconds, and I feel that his destructive power is still entering my body continuously. This stuff is also a weird one. It is indeed a great gods of destruction. Tiger's face became more and more gloomy. Tiger grabbed Black Seal, gritted his teeth fiercely, and immediately grabbed the seal hard. Crack! Black Seal cracked a trace on the spot. Boy, you forced me to do this. Since you want to suck me dry, then I will let the whole universe disappear with us. Tiger laughed. As he spoke, Tiger pulled Zeno out of the seal. Zeno was sealed inside before, and now he just came out of the seal. His head was still a little dazed, and he shook his head vigorously. Boom! Without the slightest hesitation, Tiger slapped it with his palm, and at that moment, he slapped a black gas into the back of Zeno's heart. You, Tiger, you are crazy. Do you want to destroy the entire universe? The guard was shocked and shouted sharply. Absorb my destructive power? Do you really think my destructive power can be absorbed so easily? I will make you pay the price. Tiger's expression was close to madness. Master Zeno, wake up quickly. The guard showed a hint of despair on his face. Looking at Zeno again, there is suddenly a trace of black gas lingering around his body. Snapped! Zeno opened his eyes, which became dark and hollow. Although Zeno's eyes were small like beans before, at least there is spirit in them. But now there is no trace of look in Zeno's eyes. What's the situation? Luo Tian turned to ask the guard. That's the heart of darkness, the guard said in a deep voice. The most evil thing in the entire universe. Even if Master Zeno is attacked, he will lose his mind for 10 seconds. These 10 seconds are enough. Let Master Zeno erase the entire universe. Although Master Zeno is powerful, there will be a short period of weakness every few years. It is precisely during this period of weakness that Tiger dared to rebel. So that's the case. Luo Tian understood and immediately said to Champa and Beerus beside him, You two hurry up and hold me. Don't separate from me. Champa nodded and hastily stepped forward to grab Luo Tian's arm. Beerus didn't hesitate at all and grabbed Luo Tian's other hand. Master Zeno, this young man has rebelled. Even I am no match for him. Tiger spoke suddenly and said to Zeno, who had been temporarily controlled by the Dark Star. Zeno looked at Luo Tian with a gloomy expression and waved his hand lightly to Luo Tian without any unnecessary nonsense. Immediately, an invisible erasing power instantly covered Luo Tian's body. Great. You're the only one who disappears like this. Maybe universe can still save you. Tiger was overjoyed when he saw this situation. Luo Tian didn't have any hesitation. He directly absorbed the erasing power released by Zeno. I'll make it up. Luo Tian was extremely shocked, as expected of future Zeno's father. Really awesome. Just such an erasing force. The strength of the force is nearly 100 times higher than that of the little Zeno. Just like that, Luo Tian found that in his energy pool, the proportion of erasing power had reached 8%. Cool. So cool. Here, Luo Tian silently enjoys the pleasure of erasing. However, the blackened Zeno is a little confused. Tiger is also a little confused. The guard showed even more confusion. This is the first time I've seen anyone survive Master Zeno's erasure. Even this big gods of destruction Tiger wouldn't dare to resist Master Zeno's erasure head-on. How did you manage to not disappear? Chapter 85. What? Master Zeno was sucked dry? Huh? Zeno frowned. Master Zeno, is it because the erasing power you released just now is a little short? Tiger reminded from the side. That guy hasn't disappeared. Then disappear with the whole universe. Zeno spit out these words slowly, and after saying this, Zeno suddenly stretched his arms. The erasing power surged wildly in Zeno's hands. Tiger wanted to curse at the time. Zeno, do you know what I hate about you? I hate you, a god who doesn't play cards according to common sense. Tiger gritted his teeth in hatred. Although Tiger kept cursing at Zeno, he tragically found that his energy was still draining rapidly. Tiger clearly knew that if he stayed, he might be sucked dry by this kid, even if he wasn't erased by Zeno. At this critical juncture, Tiger gritted his teeth, exhausted his last bit of energy, and punched towards the void. Suddenly, the void twisted and deformed. Snapped. A vortex emerged. Damn it, I can't spare you. The moment Tiger entered the vortex, he turned his head and looked at Luo Tian with resentment. If you can survive Zeno's erasure, I will definitely find you in the future you settle the score. Please, let's talk after you figure out the situation. Luo Tian sighed helplessly. Why do you think you can escape? Puff. Luo Tian blew a breath towards the vortex that appeared. Chua. In just an instant, that vortex was wiped away by Luo Tian in one gulp. Slap. As soon as Tiger took off, he fell to the ground all of a sudden. While showing a face of horror, endless despair appeared in his eyes. Can you even absorb Zeno's erasure? Tiger's face changed again and again. What? The guard was completely stunned after hearing these words. At this time, Zeno is still releasing the power of erasure, trying to erase the entire universe. However, all the erasing power released by Zeno was absorbed by Luo Tian. Luo Tian didn't want the whole universe to disappear just like that. All universes are gone. Nothing is left. I will starve to death. We'll be bored too. It has been 18 years since I crossed over. For the sake of the human race, I fought bloody. I don't even have a girlfriend yet. You just want the entire universe to disappear? Therefore, Luo Tian didn't have anything to be polite and kept absorbing the erasing power released by Zeno. Zeno held back a big move, but nothing was erased in the end. Luo Tian was afraid that this guy would continue messing around, and suddenly felt that it would be better to suck him dry. I will absorb all your erasing power and leave you 0.01 to ensure that you will not die. In this way, the whole universe will be fine. Thinking of this, Luo Tian absorbed Zeno's erasing power again. This time, Luo Tian absorbed Zeno's erasing power faster. Mainly, Zeno himself is still unleashing the power of erasure, coupled with Luo Tian's absorption. It took less than 10 seconds before and after. Slap! Zeno fell to the ground all of a sudden, feeling endless weakness. Snap! The next moment, the black thread on Zeno's body also evaporated quickly from his body, and quickly dissipated without a trace. Zeno tilted his head and passed out directly. "Oh, Master Zeno." The guard struggled to get up from the ground and came to Zeno's side. What did you do?" Tiger looked at Luo Tian as if he was looking at a monster. Luo Tian silently felt the energy in his body. This time, Luo Tian really gained a lot. Luo Tian not only absorbed the destructive power of the great gods of destruction Tiger, but also absorbed the erasing power of Zeno. Luo Tian's strength has also risen with the tide. At that time, he jumped directly from the 5th stage to the 7th stage, reaching the highest level. Luo Tian believes that with his current strength, even if he meets the Grand Priest, he will not fall behind at all. 7th Universe, Gods of Destruction Star. The prophecy fish sat in the fishbowl, in the air, looked up at the distant temple. The most powerful god in the entire universe was finally born. The prophecy fish lamented, "The god world is going to be reshuffled. I hope it doesn't shuffle me. I'm just a fish that swims from morning till night." Temple of Zeno. Red streamers bloomed all over Luo Tian's body, and purple-red energy stars flickered in his hands. The reason why this phenomenon occurs is because Luo Tian's destructive energy is finally saturated. Luo Tian absorbed the destructive power of 6 gods of destruction and 1 large gods of destruction, and finally made his own destructive power reach saturation. Now, Luo Tian still has some destructive energy remaining in his hands, which is really unable to absorb. Of course, Luo Tian wouldn't waste it in vain. "Come, my apprentice." Luo Tian greeted Champa and Beerus and gave them these 2 groups of destructive energy. And after absorbing these 2 groups of destructive energy, the strength of Champa and Beerus has also been greatly improved. Champa steps into the 2nd level of gods of destruction. Beerus stepped into the 3rd level of gods of destruction. The destructive energy of the great gods of destruction is really extraordinary. Champa was extremely pleasantly surprised. "I feel that the improvement is not a little bit." "Well, I feel the same way." Beerus nodded. After the big gods of destruction, Tiger heard the words of the 2 cats. He felt endlessly pierced. Has my destructive power allowed these 2 cats to share some? This shameless descendant of Yuan Zun. "Are you okay?" Luo Tian walked to the guard's side unhurriedly and asked with concern. "It's okay." "What did you do to Master Zeno?" the guard asked sadly. "This guy is a demon. He sucked Zeno's erasing power dry." Tiger said in a deep voice. What did you say?" The guard was stunned, turned his head, and looked at Tiger in a daze, and then immediately looked at Luo Tian, showing an expression of disbelief. "Well, what he said is correct. Zeno's current erasing power is only 0.1% left." Luo Tian pondered. Now it is estimated that it can only erase a stone or something. "Guard! Tiger! Supreme Kai Sawyer! Luo Tian!" Sawyer flew over quickly. His face turned green, and he stammered, not knowing what to say. "I was the one who brought you to Master Zeno. It turned out that you were fine. You actually absorbed Master Zeno's erasing power? Are you trying to rebel?" "Zero. Seeking Flower Zero. If so, you were scarier than Tiger. Among these universes, can't stop you? What crime did I do?" "Supreme Kai, are you all right?" Luo Tian looked back at Sawyer and asked with concern. "It's okay. I just found a place to hide." Sawyer scratched his head and smiled wryly. "To be honest, my strength is too weak. If I stayed at the scene, the aftermath of their battle might be shock me to death." Immediately afterwards, Sawyer lowered his voice and asked again, "Luo Tian, you won't really suck Master Zeno dry?" Sawyer asked in Luo Tian's ear. "No," Luo Tian replied. "Scared me. That's good, that's good." Sawyer breathed a sigh of relief and smiled. "So you deliberately lied to them, right?" "Cheat? Lie to what?" Luo Tian was taken aback. Sawyer scratched his head inexplicably. "I didn't suck it up. Didn't I leave him 0.1%? Luo Tian replied. "I'm still very interesting." Sawyer didn't want to talk anymore. "Are you a human being? How is this different from blotting? Why don't you just suck Master Zeno dry and keep the 0.1% to humiliate him? Drained, he will die." Luo Tian whispered to Sawyer. The corner of Sawyer's mouth twitched, unable to say anything. There seems to be some truth in what you say. The guards were also speechless. As for you, I wanted you to appoint my apprentice as gods of destruction, but it seems useless now. Luo Tian looked at Tiger with a smile. Now the remaining energy in Tiger's body is only 0.01%. Tiger felt endless despair and tragedy. Terrible. What a terrible guy I have provoked. But I won't kill you myself. Let's see how Zeno will deal with you. Luo Tian smiled and looked at the guards immediately. The guard was startled, swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and his whole body trembled violently. This guy is scarier than that Tiger. At least Tiger beat me. But as long as Master Zeno wakes up, we can still fight back. But now it's all over. If this person named Luo Tian wants to rebel, who can stop him? There are no gods to fight. Tiger was even more hopeless, let out a long and helpless sigh, and stopped talking. Guard, what type of energy is in your body? I think you are very weak. Should I replenish it for you? Luo Tian said. Thank you. Don't worry. I'll just recover slowly. The guard quickly thanked him. It doesn't matter, in fact. I want to know what type of energy you have. Luo Tian stepped forward and patted the guard's shoulder and took the opportunity to absorb a little energy from the guard. Guard, you really are welcome. When this energy entered Luo Tian's body, Luo Tian was slightly taken aback. Isn't this also the power of destruction? It turns out that what the guards practice is also the power of destruction. It's the power of destruction. Luo Tian smiled. Well, as long as you add some power of destruction, your injuries will recover faster. It's a pity that I don't know how to heal now. Otherwise, there is no need to do so. Troubled 10. Chapter 86 Zeno. I feel so void snapped. Luo Tian is still very generous, directly sending a little bit of destructive power to the guards. Of course, this point of destructive power is transported, which is only about 0.1% of Luo Tian's overall destructive power. Although it's only about 0.1%, the effect on the bodyguard has already roughly restored the bodyguard's destructive power. With the blessing of energy in the body, the injuries on the guard's body are gradually repairing on their own. Thank you, Lord Luo Tian, the guard quickly thanked. When will Master Zeno wake up? Luo Tian asked. I guess we have to wait a little longer. The guard smiled wryly. You suck Master Zeno down to 0.1%. How dare you ask him when he'll wake up? I just make a suggestion. Luo Tian said. The whole universe should also be replaced with fresh blood. For example, some gods of destruction should be replaced, and some supreme Kai should also be replaced. Change is needed. The god realm has to replan. It can't be such a mess. The guard was completely incapable of making decisions. How about you? You take Xiaoquan back now and let him become the new Zeno immediately. Luo Tian proposed. Bodyguard, what you just said was just a suggestion. Did you just give the order right now? Do I want 250 to bring Master Xiaoquan back? If I bring him back, what if you embarrass him? Who can beat you now? Well, since no one can beat you, Xiaoquan, you can't always stay outside. Hurry up and bring him back. If he stays outside for a long time, he doesn't think it's fun, and he plays a race universe again. Do I have to suck him up again? Luo Tian sighed. Guard. The guard's expression changed again and again. Champa and Beerus straightened their backs, feeling that it was great to be by Master's side. Master Guard, I can assure you that Luo Tian is a good person, and he will never do anything excessive to Master Xiaoquan. Sawyer stepped forward to persuade him. The guard glanced at Sawyer. Do you promise it will work? If Master Xiaoquan is also sucked dry by him, there is really no hope for Quan Universe in the future. But the guard thought about it carefully and was afraid that Xiaoquan would play a childish temper and erased all the universes at once. Okay, I'll contact Lord Xiaoquan right now. The guard nodded solemnly. Immediately afterwards, the guard no longer hesitated and immediately went to a farther place to get in touch with another guard. The guard told his companions everything that happened here. After the other guard heard the other party's words, he was completely dumbfounded. Does such a guy exist? Even Mr. Zeno was sucked dry by him. Guard 2 couldn't laugh or cry. That's the truth, Guard 1 replied. Now he has Lord Shaoquan come back to inherit the position of Lord Zeno and plans to redesign the God Realm. What do you think? Is Master Zeno awake yet? Guard 2 asked. Not yet. Guard 1 shook his head. Why don't you wait for Master Zeno to wake up? Wait for Master Zeno to make a decision. Guard 2 didn't dare to take Shao Quan to take risks. You must be optimistic about Master Shao Quan. Please don't be impulsive. This man named Luo Tian said that if Master Shao Quan dares to erase the entire universe, he will suck up the power of Master Xiao Chuan's erasure. Guard 1 urged repeatedly. I see. I will pay attention. Guard 2 replied. The guard here is talking to another guard. Zeno suddenly got up from the ground, opened his eyes, and quickly sensed the energy in his body. Zeno's expression gradually froze. What about the erasing power within me? Why do I feel that the erasing power in my body has disappeared? My current erasing power seems to be able to erase only one teacup, right? What happened? I remembered. It was Tiger who rebelled. He sealed me up while I was weak and asleep. The BD. Zeno gritted his teeth and got up from the ground and saw Tiger not far away at a glance. Tiger, who gave you the courage to rebel? Zeno was furious and kicked Tiger. Tiger was kicked by Zeno and fell to the ground. After Zeno gave Tiger a kick, he also found that something was wrong with him and the other party. Why am I powerless with him? I feel so empty. Ha 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 ha. Zeno, can't you think of it? Your erasing power has been sucked dry by that kid. I didn't expect you to have today. Tiger laughed at that time. What? Absorption? You said he absorbed my erasure power. Zeno was taken aback. Master Zeno is awake. I won't tell you now. I guess Master Zeno is still a little confused now. I'll go and tell what happened. Guard 1 hurriedly said to Guard 2. Okay, I'll wait for your news here. Guard 2 replied. Guard 1 quickly ended the call and quickly appeared beside Zeno. Master Zeno. Guard 1 bowed and saluted. What happened? Zeno was still a little panicked. The guard had no choice but to grit his teeth and told Zeno everything that happened before. What? Heart of darkness. Zeno became furious. Tiger, you were so brave. You actually planted something for me. Ha ha, anyway, I have enough. Tiger sneered. Tiger, I usually treat you well. Why do you turn against me? Zeno asked with a cold face. I can't stand your condescension for a long time. Tiger's face also became gloomy, and he patted his chest. Besides, why do you ask your son to erase those 6 universes? I have worked hard for many years, clansman. Let you and your son be wiped out with a wave of your hand. Do you know? My heart will ache. After you became the gods of destruction, I warned you not to develop your ethnic group, as sooner or later the entire universe will lose its balance. Zeno said coldly. As the leader of the entire universe gods of destruction, if you don't go prevent other gods of destruction from doing such things, but you take the lead in teaching them to do it. If I don't erase those problematic universes, why should I keep them? It can only be said that our ideas do not agree, and I have nothing to say. Tiger snorted and simply stopped talking. Execute. Zeno sighed helplessly and ordered to the guards around him. Yes, Master Zeno. The guard nodded. Boom. The next moment, the guard waved his big hand forward, and a powerful energy quickly covered Tiger's body. Immediately, Tiger turned into nothingness, completely vanishing into thin air. After eliminating Tiger, Zeno looked at Luo Tian with sharp eyes. Luo Tian felt a burst of emotion in his heart. As expected of a real Zeno, there is no energy in the body, and the whole body still exudes the aura of a superior. It is the powerful momentum of those who have been in power for a long time. Luo Tian has no way to absorb this thing. First of all, thank you for taking the shot at the critical moment. Zeno thanked. Where is that? I thought you were going to blame me for absorbing your erasing power. Luo Tian smiled slightly. That's what I wanted to say in the next sentence. In the end, you said everything I said. What do you want me to say? Zeno took a deep breath and almost suffered internal injuries. You are a descendant of Yuan Zun, right? Zeno asked. Yes. Luo Tian nodded. I heard Sawyer talk about Yuan Zun. He is indeed a very remarkable person. If he could become gods of destruction back then, perhaps the chaos like today would not have occurred. Zeno sighed for a while. I'm also to blame for this incident. I usually neglect the management of the universe, which caused the major gods of destruction to continuously develop their own groups, causing many universes to have problems that shouldn't have arisen. Everyone makes mistakes, and God is no exception. Luo Tian smiled. The little guy is quite good at talking. Zeno laughed. To end the chaotic situation of this universe, I think we should formulate new rules as soon as possible and replace it with fresh blood. Luo Tian suggested. Oh, so you have a good universe construction plan? Zeno was slightly taken aback. First of all, Master Zeno has no power to erase it now. Why not give up the position to your son Xiaoquan as soon as possible, and let him become the latest Zeno in the universe? Luo Tian suggested. The biggest ideal of my two apprentices is to become an outstanding gods of destruction. I have already selected the universe for them, so let them go to the 6th universe and the 7th universe. Luo Tian pointed out.
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.